Okay. You know exactly what it is. This is The World According to Beatrice, Noel. We're going to have a riveting topic tonight, self-hate.
Yeah, from a Haitian perspective, yes.
Wow. And we're going to check out this look that you got on. I'm every woman, right? Not me, you.
Look at my bling.
When you go to different appointments and different things, especially when you go to the doctor's appointment, they can say, wait a second, you changed your look all the time. Is this the same person? You know what I mean?
I know, right? Yeah, they told me that too. Even when I change dress, every time the doctor's like, ooh, you're wearing white. Ooh, you're wearing green. Ooh.
You got to be the most interesting person going through those doors, right?
I try to.
So you also said self-hate from a Haitian perspective, which also covers everybody, but you're going to go in with surgical precision on the whole Haitian experience with self-hate.
Yeah, because I think we didn't really hear from the I don't like how African explain it, and I don't like how much African-American explain it. So let me explain it from a Haitian perspective, because we managed to kick the white people out.
Exactly.
200 years prior.
And I want you to do a quick 1-minute intro for those who are listening who speak Creole so that they understand what's going on if they don't happen to speak English, and we jump right into this.
Okay, cool. Je dis à nous parler de moun comme si qui toujours a comparer moun qui pi noir, moun qui gris, moun qui pas moun qui tout a blanchi pour eux parce que pas mais qui couleur. Je dis c'est ça nous parler. Pour ça réalité tout parce que plus leur fait ça, c'est continuer raciste contre race.
Well, you know, I like to hear you talk that Creole, so I always try to get you to do it.
Yeah, I was saying that when you do that, when bleaching your skin and hating on your dark-skinned brothers and sisters, you're perpetrating racism.
And what do the kids think about it when they see this? You know what I mean? It's telling them that you're not doing that.
Exactly. It's like that when CNN did the documentary where they gave the black doll and the white dolls to the black girl, and she wanted the white doll. That's what it is. Because probably there even was one with ABC News where a black girl, she's darker than me, and she's like she doesn't want to be in the sun because she's afraid of getting dark. I'm like, excuse me?
Darker or dark? I mean, what does it feel?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm confused. Because, you know, my mom didn't raise us like this. And this is stuff I said to the psychologist. He got offended. And I'm like, yeah, I don't like to bring black people in my house. I mean, I'm all pro civil rights, but every time I bring a black person in my house, you know, my mother and my brother, they're way lighter skinned. They're fair skinned. And the first thing, oh, are you from the same mother and father? Like, do you know how fucking insulting it is to a Haitian person to ask if me and my brother were from the mother and same mother? No, we don't.
But you don't ask anybody that. That's ridiculous. That's very intrusive. And what are you insinuating here?
Exactly. Because we don't spread kids here and there like that. We're not like that. Okay? We breed with one wife, one husband. We don't do stuff like that. So to me, that's really insulting to say stuff like that. But every time, whether they're African, Haitian, African, it doesn't matter.
So wait a second. So if the person is lighter, do they ask them this? If they have a very light complexion, do they ask them this only if it's like a darker complexion? Because these are sicknesses we need to talk about.
Yes, we do.
We're sick for talking about it.
I'm like this with my brothers. But my brothers, they have green eyes and fair skin.
But no, we don't. But you know what, though? The terminology fair skin has got to be vaporized also, because if that's fair skin to be lighter, what is unfair skin? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Because if you want to really piss my mom off, because when she goes to immigration, they call her white. That pisses her off. She doesn't like that. That pisses her off.
So tell me more instances of the things, the little things that you notice that she does, because, you know, growing up as a child, you had to see this and you didn't understand it. And then when you got a little older with them, you said, wait a second, this is wrong. So what are the little, maybe not insignificant, because they all have an effect on the child's mind, but what are some of the things that, you know, your mother has said coming up that you accepted as normalcy because you didn't know, but as you got older, you said to yourself, this ain't right.
Yeah, because my mom never brought that topic. Never. Even because my grandfather was really dark skinned. You know, it was really dark. But, you know, we never had that kind of, because he's ignorant. We never had that conversation, you know? But you come here, every time somebody, because in Haiti, that didn't happen really. Except like sometime, I remember one time I went late to school and I noticed the guard let the light-skinned girl in. But me, he wouldn't let me in the goddamn school.
Uh-oh. Oh, damn. How did you take that? Did you know what it was at that time?
I was
you didn't
irritated. My mom was like, chum, like, no, what the fuck? I mean, how is her money better than mine? Explain me exactly how money is better than mine.
Wow.
Yeah, because in a sense, you are perpetrating racism. It's not only ignorant, you're perpetrating it. Basically, you're perpetrating all the abuse with already been enduring for 400 years. That's exactly what you are doing. Because when to make sure that, you know, it's not only the half Negro and feel Negro. No, the British and the French, they went further than that to make sure you will never be united, never. Because first they mingle the tribe, so y'all cannot communicate. Then, you know, some of y'all they treat right. Some of y'all they even have you beat on the others. You know,
yes, indeed, yes.
Some traitor ass slave. Actually, they're not even slave. They're no slave. No. Yeah, they're living good, but they're beating on the other black folks. And I think that's why Benin apologized for that, because those black people used to come from Benin. But at the time, Benin was Dahomey. And it's because Dahomey were really tall and strong. So they would hire them. And actually, that's the reason, too, they were selling slaves. So that's the reason. Yes. Yeah, that's the reason why they apologize. So besides that, now the French didn't really do it. If you got this much of black in you, fuck you. We don't want to deal with you. But for the British, ooh, they went a step further. The British, they started giving like level of black. Like, so when you're mixed, so you're a mulatto. So next level, Mamluk. Next level, Cartoonist. Next level, Marabu. Next level. So at that level, then you're white. At the fourth level, then you are white. So that's the next step to that's why they will treat light skin better than black skin. That's why. So every time y'all do that, you're perpetrating slavery. But they don't tell that story here in Haiti to tell us to us. So that's why.
At least they're a little more what's going on.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, that's part of our history that teaches that in Haiti. That's why too, you know, in our how to call it, our national anthem, it's written. One of the parables says, "And between our ranks there should be no traitors," because it was the mulattoes every fucking time, man, who would betray us for the white folks. That's why since then there's this hatred between light skin and black skin in Haiti.
Okay, because they wanted to be, they were closer in their mind to being white, so they're gonna do you in, and it was also a fear of what they were or what they are being black, but they had
actually they conspired against us, all black folks.
Right,
they conspired.
Right.
So, but that's why they're saying they didn't give a shit. He killed all of them, and that's why at the same time, that's why he didn't actually take Haitian native slave. He would take a men who came straight from Africa. His guards were from Dahomey. And from there were Yoruba. Who was it? Igbo? Yeah, there were Yoruba and Dahomey. Because he said them they would not betray him. That's how much he didn't trust the mulattoes, man. Because as soon as they got their independence, what's his name? Petro. Yeah, he plotted and got first decided and murdered. Then he got the first king too, because this one was our first emperor. Because the thing is, when we got our independence, so he didn't want to be a king, an emperor. He didn't want to be a leader like that, because all his main focus was for us to be independent and to keep our independence, you know, to not let white people come in. Because there's a thing too, when we finally won the war, there were still white folks living in Haiti. But I guess it's the consonants.
Wow. How did they feel about that?
Yeah, no, at the end, they slowly murdered the rest of them. So me, I wouldn't go as far as say, but that's the, you know, that's white people telling the story. They will never tell you why this happened. But they'll just tell, oh, this like, yeah, but why? Why that happened? And I'm gonna say it again. Y'all been raping us, beating on us, selling us, separating mothers from children from their husbands for 500 years. So what the fuck are you complaining about exactly? You let me know. You know, I mean, it ain't right.
Look at the comment below.
Yeah.
Look at the comment from Queen Murat on the screen.
Exactly.
Yes.
So when you start that fucking that shit, you perpetrating this. You know, you perpetrating, you know, this this slavery tradition. You know, you made basically you're putting all of us down, because you know, and the way we see ourselves as Black people, it's not the same like for African or for American. Because me, the way I was raised, if I make a fool out of myself, I make a fool out of all my race. So basically, a Haitian person know your whole race is on your back. Everything you do, you already know. They say, oh, that's how Black people are.
That's right.
So
it's a shame most of us don't have that awareness.
Exactly.
You know?
So
it's a shame most of us don't think that way.
How it feels when you're saying stuff like that. It really hurts me. You know, I cannot, because you're perpetrating that. Yeah.
We should be aware how we're viewed. Exactly. Because they're going to do it. They're looking for reasons to say, look at that. See, I told you, this is how they act. It's how all Black people act.
Yeah, exactly.
What if we held other races to the same standard? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if we held other races to the same standard? Inbred, shooting up malls and bloodthirsty and murderous and raping and going to conquer lands and all of this stuff. Everything in their history that they allow to come out. Imagine now, just to twist it around for a second. They say that we're so bad. But if you look at how they slant their history, how they say it in their or his story, it's still bloody and still gory. And the rockets red glare, the bombs burst in the air, but they said nothing about the blood and the strange fruit that we were here. And this is a worldwide thing. But they try to make it seem like they're the heroes, and they have their generals.
They're heroes. They were living in bushes with no clothes. We taught them how to plant. We taught them how to plant. We taught them how to read. We taught them the one God. We taught them how to build houses. We took them out of sorcery, because that's what they used to do. Okay, we brought civilization to them, not the way around. That's not what I was watching this video this morning, watching that South African white bitch saying that her ancestors brought civilization. Oh, we were civilized, we were advanced, you know. And when the Bantu was there was nothing in South Africa, man. I mean, I was like, I'm just watching it and I'm getting angry and like, what? Like, what the fuck she just say? And you know, and there's 3 Black people sitting right next, and they ain't say shit. Like, you know, like she's Now I'd be like, you better shut your fucking mouth before I punch you in the damn throat. Because that's some bullshit. I don't give a shit. You know, if you see me as a threat, no, at this point, I'm a threat. Better shut your fucking mouth.
That's right.
Because that ain't right. But at the end, you know, the Nigerian boy, he got salty with her. Especially with the Ethiopian. Because you cannot hear a white bitch talking all that shit. Because that's a white devil, seeing that, oh, we did. She even said that we actually, we are indigenous of South Africa. What? That, oh, my ancestors used to come to sail to South Africa since the 1600s. Yeah, they're a fucking colonizer. Don't mean you're indigenous. Get the fuck out of my face, you know? But then, instead of, you know, like, shut her fucking mouth, I guess because it was 1957, maybe because she's white, they won't say nothing. But that's the time of Malcolm X anyway. Every time I watch her open her mouth, I'm like, where is Malcolm X? Where? And you couldn't possibly talk like that in front of him.
He'll straighten you right on out.
Exactly.
First of all, they wouldn't have a Malcolm X on an Oprah Winfrey show or anything mainstream. And the thing is that as fiery as they say he was, and that energy, the trajectory, he would have got even more intense with that. You understand? So
yes,
they would have really not loved him if he was alive as much as he could have. Into this day and time, trust me, him and just different people. That's why they have to snuff them out. You know?
But that's the thing. Even Malcolm X and Martin Luther, they used to consider them as terrorists, as radical. They actually whitewash now because they used to consider them as terrorists. Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm. And now the white folks cannot live without Martin Luther King. Oh, good ass Martin. What would I do without you? Like, whatever.
Yeah, because they tried to treat him a certain way when he started waking up and saying certain things and speaking about the Vietnam War, and you know, I feel I've led my people into a burning house and all that stuff. They didn't like that. So where was he going? What would he have been 5 years, 10 years after that? You know what I mean? He was to the other side. You know, regardless of the bad things that they said about him. I'm a Malcolm X man, but what I'm saying is that it would have been very interesting to see a 1975 version of a Malcolm X and a Martin Luther King, a 1980 version, a 1990 version. You know what I mean? They could have, we don't know how long they would have lived, but it would have been very interesting to see how the world turned.
Exactly.
That's true.
But you always find a slave, you know, to fuck it up for all of us. Because that's the thing, you slave motherfuckers. When you kill or betray a black person for the white person, you didn't betray him only for, you betrayed all of us. That's how I was raised. Anything you do to put down another brother, you put down all of us. That's why, for example, when I go to my university, I don't speak Creole. I mean, there's tons of Haitian, but I will not speak Creole because all the other Haitian, they're nasty, they smell, they're wearing flip-flop, their hair's on comb. No, I don't speak, don't associate me with you. Because that's not, no, because in my country, no matter how poor Haitian are, you can go to Haiti and see, they're always well-dressed, no matter what. That was not how I was raised. Yeah, no matter what. And that's the first thing what Anderson Cooper said when he went after the earthquake. He said, no matter how poor they are, they always dressed up. Yeah, because I associated myself with you. No, that don't mean I'm the same with you. No, we're not the same. I wasn't raised like that. No. Because I don't know, maybe how there is, this black pride, no matter, even though you're poor. But even though, we're in the poorest country, but there's this, where's this fucking black pride, man? Where is it? I know. And you turn around and betray us and start bleaching your goddamn skin. How about you put a wig and do your makeup like I do? Damn it. I mean...
Exactly. I'm just saying, like have some pride in yourself. I mean, look, everybody can get soap. Everybody can be clean. Everybody can do things to, you groom yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We sit around and say we don't have anything to do. I mean, there's a lot to do. Have some pride. If you have 2 shirts or 1 pair of pants, I knew a family where there was 5 brothers and 4 pair of pants. There was always somebody who had to stay home. But those pants, let me tell you something. They were clean and the pride they have, upright, and that should not be a thing where you lay your head down. To heck with that if you don't have. I'm not saying to revel in it and say, because you have some Christian-minded people say, well, it's better to be poor because we'll get our treasures up in heaven. Nah, but don't make the material thing your God. But at the same token, carry yourself with some pride. Wash yourself.
Exactly.
Right. I'm not saying English. I'm saying whatever tongue you speak that is yours, learn it, your culture, know who you are.
Yes.
Run away from all that foolishness that they put out there for us to dupe us and have us hate ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, there's a speech that had me write for my school to like what would be my legacy. And then I said, if I feel that you will betray all of us, I'll be the first to knock you the fuck out because you're making all of us, you're embarrassing all of us. That's how I see it. I don't see, this black man. No, anything you do, you betray all of us. That's how you should see it. When you bleach your skin, you don't only degrade yourself, you degrade all of us. Because white folks gonna be like, see? Yeah, they ain't shit. Look, they want so bad to look like as they're bleaching their skin now. I want no part of that bullshit. Shit, I don't even like when white folks told me to talk to me a particular way. I cuss your ass out. I cuss your mama ass out. I think that's what happened at the Coast Guard because she thought she had a slave until I'm like, bitch, you don't know who the fuck I am. Yeah, no, she said a step too far. I'm like, But I think that's why they fired me because they saw I see the nigga. Because I'm like, I'm from Haiti. I ain't gonna take that shit from you. Yeah, I told them I'll cuss your ass, and I don't give a shit who y'all are. I'll cuss all your asses out. You know who the fuck I am. No, because at that point, she is hitting on my black pride, and no, I will not. I don't mess with that. I won't. I'm not selling it. That's what makes me who I am. Even though I came out from the poor, that's what makes me who I am. Yep. Because even like there's a story with was it my grandfather? He said even like you said, even the guys who shine shoes and they're the poorest in Haiti. Once the guys that are carrying like their hand truck, they're pulling them. At the end of the day, they shower, they dress up. They don't even look like the guy that was doing that hard work. That's how we are.
At the end of their work day, they spiffed up to the point where it didn't even look like they worked. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I mean, just fresh looking at the end of a work day. And like I say, I just want to say this to everybody, man. Everybody doesn't have the same job, or position or status in the so-called society. But if you're a person who gets up and honestly earns what you get, no matter what it is that you do, all work is upstanding and edifying. You may not like what you're doing right now, but if you have the right mind, you can pick up and try to do better. Yes, you can. But whatever you do now, don't let anybody shame you. I've worked all kinds of jobs in my life with the same knowledge in my head that people didn't know because they judge me by what I do. Oh, you're nothing but a bus driver. You're nothing but a prison guard. You're nothing but this. You're nothing but that. And I'm not going to say it hurts. I'm going to say it's annoying because I don't seek validation from them. And when I say from them, and when I talk, it could be white, black, anybody who thinks that I am what they see me in the present physical manifestation. Because you don't know the seeds of greatness that people have in them, and you are not your job. So don't forget who you are.
Yeah, exactly. You're not your job.
Exactly. Don't let people talk you into mediocrity. You're not supposed to. You were put here to be mediocre. Like I said on the show last night, you're the sperm that won out. You beat up all them billions of sperms to get here. You shouldn't come here to be a loser. You know what I mean?
Exactly. No, you shouldn't be a loser. I mean, and when you think about it, life is not hard on it's hard on all of us. It's true, like, you know, but there's that thing too. What I was talking the last time about Dr. Lipton's Rich Dad Poor Dad, because he said with rich people, I don't like when he say it like that. But then the same when he say rich people will always be rich and poor will always be poor, because rich have a certain mentality where they're not inevitably they will succeed no matter how imbecile they are. That's why Donald Trump still have a lot of money, even though he's dumb. He real dumb. He's retarded dumb. But yeah. But he said, like, poor folks, this is why, because you saw usually people putting you down. People say who you are, who do you think you are, what are you gonna do? You're wasting your time. Because even if like you try and you see you trying real hard, most likely subconsciously you are sabotaging yourself. He said 90%, 95% of the time, you're the one who's sabotaging yourself because of how you were trained to think and how you were trained to process things. So from that, what he was teaching is how to change the way you think, and how you change the way you think, you will be aware of the self-sabotaging now. So in a sense, doing that too, you know, it's not only ignorant, you self-sabotaging your damn self too. Do you think white folks will respect you as you do that? No, they won't. If you don't respect your damn thing, how the fuck they gonna respect you? They won't respect you. That's why you're putting all of us down.
Mm-hmm.
The same way with the coons. There's nothing more vexing than a fucking coon, man.
Coon patrol.
Yeah, I know, right? What the fuck? Because I mean, when you do that, it's they won't respect you. They won't respect you at all. Actually, they'll have more respect for a person like me than you. Because they know who you are. They know you have no backbone. You know, they know they can do whatever they want with you. Then that's the thing too. Every time, man, there's always a slave to fuck it up for all of us. Malcolm X, he was a slave. Dessalines, it was a mulatto slave. Henry Christoph, another mulatto slave. What the fuck? Even though Henry was another mulatto himself, but you know that he didn't see that. You know, that did not cross his mind from the beginning. He was but that's the thing too with Dessalines. So Dessalines, the mother that raised him actually adopted him. His adoptive mother, her name was Aunt Toya. So Aunt Toya was a Dahomey warrior. And in Dahomey history, that what happened is when a warrior, because there's this guy who always publishing history, African history, but he talked about it too. When they lose a war or something, or before they even get captive, they kill themselves. So Aunt Toya was about to kill herself. She ran. I mean, she's she ran from her bondage and went to the mountain and was about to kill herself, but she found a lady about to give birth. But she helped her as she gave birth. The lady died.
I gotta answer this door. Keep talking.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. So the lady died. So as she died, she begged her to raise Dessalines for her. And so Aunt Toya promised, and instead of killing herself that night, she took in Dessalines. But the thing is, several times her and Dessalines, they were separated. They were sold to different masters. But with faith, some reason, they always got back together. And every time they're together, Aunt Toya trained him to be a warrior, to be a leader. Because Aunt Toya was a leader and a warrior. So she taught him everything she knew. It's so true that when you read, you find Dessalines stories, of course, written by the fucking white man. So they tell you that he was a savage. He was a brute. He would always get in trouble. Of course he's getting in fucking trouble. Who want to be a fucking slave? You let me know, white devil. Who? So, because they have a lot of admiration for Toussaint Louverture, but not so much for Dessalines. They call him ugly. They call him dark skin. They call him rapist. Like whatever. But the thing is, so she taught him every like military. Maybe that's why he took Daome's for bodyguards too. But she taught him everything, even like the how to because some African, if when you're in the army and those tribes, the same way you know how to kill a person, you have to know how to heal that person too. So not only she taught him the secret like of how to organize and strategize, but also how to heal people as well. And there's that too. Dessalines' wife was a doctor, Claire Heureuse Félicité. And the thing was, Dessalines was a player, but then again, he was a slave. So it's not like you're a slave, that you're a player. It just you're not even allowed to have a wife or to have a family. So that's how them screwed us up too. It's not like we like to hop around like dogs. It just they really screwed us up because they wouldn't let you with one wife and children. They would sell you anytime they can. So, but Claire she was so bright and so intelligent that her own, because she was sold too from her family, but she was so bright that her master freed her and actually allowed her to learn. And there was this French guy, a painter, who fell in love with her and married her. So when Dessalines met her, she was already a free woman, but also a renowned doctor. And Dessalines asked to marry her several times, and every time she would refuse because she wanted to assert if she's marrying him, she has to still practice medicine. She has to still be a doctor. So, and finally, when he married her, I mean, just before he became an emperor, when he brought the proposal, he brought several mules with medicine for her. He brought a whole bunch of stuff, a village worth of stuff, and he promised her that no matter what, he will not stop her from practicing her field. And that's the thing too. She not only would treat like the black soldiers rebelling against the French, she would also treat white people too. And they would let her. And I think that's why, even though they murdered Dessalines, and until the end, they let her practice. She had they really respect her. They really, really respect her. That's why all the kings after because there was another king, all other the leaders after Christophe, no matter what, they had respect for her because they knew what she stood for. And the same thing with Christophe's wife. Christophe was illiterate, and he was sold to a free slave who had a bar. So, and for some reason, the bar's daughter kind of felt not compassion. She saw the potential in Christophe. She saw it because he quickly learned the rope, and because he was first working in the stables, and then he started managing the casino, She saw that he's really smart, so she taught him how to read, and not only that, now she taught him how to listen too, because she already knew how to read, and she was exposed to politics. She knew all the secret that was running in Port-au-Prince. So she got him to listen to that too. And that's how they knew the French Revolution started. And, it clicked. If there's a French, that's the opportunity to rebel against the white masters. And that's how they organized. And because they didn't see that coming. You know, that just like with Bookman, they would gather at night. They didn't see that revolution coming, even though they got rid of Toussaint Louverture. That's why Toussaint Louverture, when they got rid of him, he said, even though you took down the trunk, the how they call Racine in Anglais? How they call the roots? Yeah, the roots are really deep, and from them will rise, the revolution. So even though you knock me, don't mean shit. That means like even though you knocked him down, there were several other leaders ready to replace him and to continue with the revolution, and that's exactly what Dessalines did. And a couple years later, yeah, we kicked them out. And that's the reason why their boots are always on our neck. Because it's not only the fact that we were the first nation that kicked all the white folks out, but also we were broadcasting any maroon, any slave that's running from slavery, come to Haiti, will automatically become a free citizen in Haitian. How do you think Jefferson felt about that bullshit? Of course they're freaked out. That's why they put an embargo on us for 60 years. For 60 years. So, and not only that, we went and fought like in Louisiana. We fought all in South America, liberating all the. That's of course. You know, we got the white folks go crazy because we helped, because that was our condition. That was our condition, especially with King Henry. If we're gonna help Bolivar with the southern countries, he has to free all the slaves. They will not tolerate any slave whatsoever. So even though, that's the thing too, man. We did all that bullshit, and still, Spanish are looking down on us. I mean, if it wasn't for us, motherfuckers, you wouldn't be free. But that's us. That's why until now, their boots are still on our neck. You know, that's why all that is left of us, I think. Because they took our music from us. Me, I only listen to songs from before 2000. I cannot listen to the shit they're playing now because that's shit. You know, I might listen to Ram or to Bookman Experience or, yeah, that's all I listen to. Everything else is shit. You know, they took our music from us. They took our culture. They took everything. Shit, they even taking our lands from us, sending deportees, rapists, drug dealers, and thugs to terrorize the population. When it's not them terrorizing us, it's the army that, they rebuild an army, right? They rebuild the police. Guess what? To terrorize us also. Yeah. Because they're not, the police and the army, they're not chasing on like thugs. No. It's regular folks, students who are protesting. Regular unarmed folks. That's who they're beating on. So when it comes to me, you come to my house and talking all that shit about, or if we're from the same mother and father, I will not allow you in my house again. Because to me, it reminds me of all of that. You perpetrating it. It's really insulting to me. And that's the thing too, when you do that, I mean, you're burning your skin. Inevitably, you end up with, you rather get skin cancer than look like us? Oh, really? And even though you might say that I'm a little lighter, I didn't have it good. Even my mom was fairer skinned. That's why she gets really mad if you don't call her black. Because they would cuss her and call her all kind of black kids. Would call her all kind of names. Yeah, she was bullied. Her whole life in school, whole years in school, she was bullied. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a certain aspect that many people don't realize. Like, say, for example, if you have a slightly lighter complexion, that those who, okay, like put it this way, women growing up, they want to have a child by you because you're lighter, and they gravitate towards you because they got that subconscious thing inside their mind. And we have a joke in the Black community, they say, yeah, the chocolate brothers are back in. I was never one who had that kind of mindset where when they had a lighter complexion that they accepted the gratuities, they accepted the amenities from white America. Like, okay, because you're closer to me. They would never say this. They would say it in certain ways because it was like they favored you, even though they still didn't like you. When it came to others who may not have had a lighter complexion, they would try to act like they're favoring you. But with me, they never liked me because I never took those things. I let them know who and what I am. And they were like, it's like when you try to give a gift to somebody and they turn it away and you become insulted. But to me, it was never, you know what I mean? So you had some who didn't like you because of that, or some who like you because of that. And then you had to understand that a person like myself, I'm like, listen, this is what I am. I'm a black man. You know what I mean? And so I never tried to validate myself to white people to say, or white society to say, well, I'm closer to you. So no, I was
I hate when they say stuff like that.
Yeah, I was more trying to validate myself.
Stuff like that. What the fuck?
No, but they expect that in your actions. You see, there's a lot of unspoken things, rules that go on, unspoken things and lines that you're not supposed to cross with this color thing. And people know about it. They don't want to talk about it. But as soon as you cross the line, that's a no-no, and we had some brothers who were lighter skinned, who were coons. We had some darker skinned brothers who were coons. Coons come in all colors, number one. You know what I mean? And so for me, I always push harder to let my own people know how much I love them and how I'm not turning my back on them. Even some who are like, but you never see me take the privileges that white society would try to gift me on jobs, certain things. Well, we're going to give you this little bit of extra overtime. Just keep this between me and you. I said, well, you're giving this to me. Why? Why can't everybody else have it?
Yeah.
I never got it no more. You know what I mean? So little things like that on jobs and dating and being helped at the bank. They're telling the other person the bank is closed. They see you come, they open the door, say, hey, come on. They open the door. No, this is just for you. No, then I'm not coming in there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Man, no.
I'm not taking that.
Yeah, and this is how bad it was in, well, I don't know if probably still like that in Haiti. Like, for example, I have a friend, he's a rapper, Amaral. So we have lost touch for like 20 years. But because I left Haiti since 2002. But he said, because he's darker skinned. He's dark skinned, but his sisters were like lighter than me. And every time his father would take him out, he would show his three sisters first. Oh, these are my kids. And then, oh, that one too, that's mine. What the fuck? Who does that? Who does that? You imagine what that does to a child? And some families were like that. Some families were divided over this bullshit. Like where they favored the lighter skin than the darker skin. That's some slavery bullshit you're perpetrating. Yeah, that's some bullshit now, man. No, man. My mother never wrote, no. Actually, she favored me more. And like, she didn't spoil me, but she like invested more for me to learn opera and all of that. Because no, I think she invested more in me because I stopped going to school because she lost her job in 1997. So I stopped going to school so she can afford sending my brothers to school. She couldn't afford all of us. So, and after 2 years when she finally got a job, so instead of sending me to a university, she started investing in me singing. I think that's why she's so attached to me, because she said no matter what, she knows no matter what, I'll do the right thing. I mean, I put my family first.
That's right.
And it was the right thing to do anyway. Yeah. Except that now, 20 years later, it's only now I'm finally getting my bachelor. Finally now, man. Fighting getting out of the bullshit of $7 an hour. What the fuck? Man. Yep. That's why, like, when, like, you know, when I date and like men who like have their master's degree, they're talking out. No, you will not talk down to me, motherfucker. You don't know where I've been. You don't know what I sacrifice. Do not talk to me like that. You don't know me.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. And that's why I was making an effort, like reading and learning, even though I didn't go to school. So even like the teachers at my even like, man, you learn a lot from her. Like, where you find all that stuff?
Yeah, but know that you don't have to go to the schools of indoctrination. Yeah, there are certain truths and certain things that people can speak about there. I'm not knocking it, but that's not all there is to it, because to fill in the cracks of what they're going to tell you, but so much, right? They're not going to tell you everything.
No.
And it's imperative that you go and you do your own studies, which you understand that you're going to learn more if you have the passion to study on your own.
Yes.
And I have to say that you are so informed. It's not about, for the people who never went to a school before, don't feel bad. I mean, I never went to the high school and that was it, right? I'm not even saying I'm a scholar, but I learned from experience, and you have that kind of mind. Education and intelligence are two different things. We have a lot of people who are educated. I'm not knocking the people who went to school, but many of them are educated and they don't have a sense of intelligence in them. And then we have sometimes sisters and brothers who are very intelligent, who never went to a school. They start a business, or they figure something out. They're living
smart.
good. You know what I mean? So you don't have to feel bad when people, you're educated. You know what I mean? Because really and truly, what is that really? When you go to a school, the main thing is to pass a test and get a piece of paper.
That's what it is, man. I just needed a paper.
That's right. That's right. You're using knowledge to be functional, to elevate your life, to know how to make life easy, to sharpen your sword. You know what I mean? So, don't feel bad about that, because all you have to do is memorize what they tell you, and you're really getting a degree in quotology.
Honestly, I know way more than what they taught me. Honestly.
Exactly. Because you're a living, breathing example of that. You've absorbed it.
I knew way more than what they taught me.
Right. That's right. And that's where it should be. That's why you're a threat. Yeah, we didn't teach her this part. We taught her that part. That's why you're a threat.
And every time teacher like, why you got to do all that work? Why you do all that work for? You overdo it. I'm not overdoing it. I'm doing. What that mean? I overdo it. What does that mean? What does that mean?
You're going beyond the scope of what they want you to achieve. They want you within, because you're being trained really to be in a system that you don't control. I hate to say it that way, but I know many people personally, I'm speaking from experience, and they have master's degrees and 2 master's degrees and all the certifications.
And you're dumb as fuck. I know.
Yeah. And they can't find a job per se, but they can't think to say, well, you know what? There's not a tire shop around here. Let me open up a tire shop. Now, we know it's not just using your fingers, but something
you got
practical.
The degree for that.
Right. They'll turn their nose up at owning a tire shop. I'm just using that for an example. But that guy who has that lumber yard or that tire shop or whatever, he's doing much, much better.
Yeah, actually, there was that too. They're saying you're much better off finding a blue collar job where you don't even need that kind of degree and spend that kind of money. Yeah,
too. You're in debt. How many years are you in debt?
I already owe 60 grand, man.
Oh, man, I don't want to hear that. Oh man,
I already owe 60 grand. That's why I'm looking at the realtor funny, because we're trying to find another apartment. Oh, your credit score has to be 650. You let me know how I'm gonna do that with me owing 60 grand. You just let me know. Plus I owe the IRS. So you let me know how I'm gonna do that.
Well, you know what though? That's why this whole system has to fall, because that's a damn shame.
Yes.
You take the time and you attempt to learn something and absorb something that can not only help you, but elevate the whole community, the quality of life, the quality of how you think, those things, and you don't need to go to school for that. But again, in this society, in this Western world, You have to be able to be qualified. And a lot of times until you're over, it really, they play around with you. You know what I mean? But it shouldn't be when you come out and you're in debt. But that's how they shackle you. And then now the other things you may want to have, or you live in a life that it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
I've never been one to want to be part of the system. And I can see why.
It is crazy.
I used to feel a little bad sometimes. Years ago, a lot of people then in my age, getting out of high school, I'm going to college, and I'm like, I don't know. But now at this age, I saved a lot of money. And like I said, I did my own thing. And
exactly.
But no, the system's gonna collapse. You ain't gonna pay that money back. You ain't gonna pay the IRS back.
No, that's inevitable. That's why I wrote what I wrote, because we have all the signs. Yeah, the empire is falling. It is. That's it. That's why they're scrambling to go to war again. No, we're about to go to war, because that's how every time. That's how they're talking shit about Russia and China. We're about to go to war, because every time a nation is poor, they go to war. Because that's
Tell us about that. I mean, we know insights to those who may not understand that whole hierarchy, how that works.
Yeah, so that's how for example, the Vikings. Like if you watch the show, is it Vikings? Wasn't it then? Yeah, with the story of Ragnar. Is it Vikings? Yeah, I think it's Vikings. So every time they needed money, what do you think they did? They went and fought. They went to England and terrorize the population, loot them. They were for loot. And that's exactly what war is. War is about money. Why do you think World War II started? It was because Germany was poor as fuck. Germany was broke flat. That's why they went to war. And this is why it's even more fucked up. But you can't say that because, that makes you anti-Semite. But the Rothschild, man, they finance both the Allies and Hitler, because Hitler was a Rothschild grandchild. So that's why he rose up, to what he is. It's not because he was a patriot and all that fucked up one. Like, what the fuck? It's not because he was a white supremacist. It was because he was a Rothschild grandchild. That's why. Even like the first war, World War I, Rothschild yet again. That's why Europe was so fucking broke after World War II, because the money they owed to the Rothschild. But the United States was doing good. Why? Because they were selling weapons both to the Allies and to Germany. That's why in 1915 or 1920, did you know the Germans, they came here and they did a terrorist attack here in New York, because they didn't like the fact we were selling weapons to the Allies and to them. But at one point, the British, they didn't like that, so they put an embargo on the German. So they were. That's why we became very suspicious of the Germans here, because it was the native Germans here who plotted and put bombs in New York, on one of the islands where they were manufacturing the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't hear them talking about that. But when Germany went to war the second, it was nothing else, because Germany went to war the first time because they wanted to take Prussia, Belgium, Swiss. They overstepping the damn bound. So we kind of check them, putting it back in their place. But then, if you lose the war, then you broke. So you have to go to war again. Again to get that money. So every time in the Roman, why do you think the Roman go to war? Because when they went to the Gaelic and the Viking, they got tons of gold and copper. That's why they go to war, because they're poor. That's why they went to Africa, because Africa is rich with gold. That's why they go to war, because they're poor. So unfortunately, that's why they killed 6 million Jews. Because when you think about it, if you got 6 million Jews having $100, that's $600 million. And those Jews probably, they had way more than $100. That's what it was.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to say it. I don't really, I was told one time not to put it out there. I'm not going to say like there's just gold dropping around, but I've been some places out here along streams and and I'm looking down. I'm like, wait a second. What is that? Like you just see like the rock and the stone and you see glittering, like glitter. You take gold glitter and throw it down.
Yeah.
Not everywhere now, but I'm like, but it's not like even...
Yeah, there's gold now. Yeah.
No, I'm serious. I couldn't believe it. And I know but it's not like big chunks I can take and wear it around my neck or melt. It has to be. I have my own airline. I fly everybody over here. Say, hey, listen, I built this apartment building here. Everybody come on and live. I would do something like that. But what I'm saying is that so many companies from all over the world are over here mining gold, and they're doing it in Ghana, right?
And they're giving you shit for it.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is that why can't we get together, a bunch of us from America, not just America, but all of the diaspora, Black folks get together and not come here to rape Ghana, but to come here and come home, bring our expertise, live here, build something here to benefit the people who are here and us. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
For us to be back in our atmosphere is a gift in itself. When I wake up and I'm like, I'm here and I have my bare foot. And a lot of times I walk a little mud into the house. Mr. Scurv gets me, right? But you walk your barefoot on the soil and you feel a different kind of sun. And you feel elevated. And right now, I'm run down because I've been doing a lot, but I still feel good. And as I go on the upswing with everything in my physical, it's just going to be phenomenal. It's going to be like walking on air.
Yeah.
Because the fruits that I eat never tasted like this in America. The air that I'm breathing
is way different. Yeah.
In America, it's a different vibration. Even if you listen in the background, you hear the bullfrogs mating. Nature's so close. Chickens running around. I say, whose chickens are those? We don't know. They're just walking around free. Like, wow. I mean, people coming down the road on one of the little minivans, and there were 2 cows crossing the street on a major street. Like I was about to whip my camera.
I know, right?
I love that fusion that of coming together with nature, even in the city as I am in now. And I'm on the outskirts of the city a little bit. This is still the city. But when I go more into it, like I did earlier today, and you still see how you have that respect that way. Yeah, nowhere is perfect, understood, but the vibration, the natural vibration of the things that are intangible, the things you can't pay for. It's like people pay for that vibration when they're in America. They say, I can't take it no more. I got to go to the Caribbean. I got to go to Brazil. I got to go to Mexico. I got to go here. That's
I heard your show about Chappelle. Like, it's a good thing he's coming.
He's coming.
It's a good thing.
He's going to be in my studio one day. I'm saying it right here.
Yeah, because there's the show I watched him where he said that it really affected him. The fact that when he left for Kenya, because that was wrong, man. They called him a crackhead. They called him a pothead. He said he wasn't Muslim. He wasn't used to drinking or smoking, but they talk so much shit about him. He smokes and drinks now. I think it's the trauma from it.
Yeah. Especially when you're on that level of fame in this system. I don't know how deep he was before, but that had to be a wake-up call for him. I don't take it that he was ever really dumb. I just think, that now he's very much aware of these things that can happen. And I wouldn't say.
I think he was always aware because it started with them asking him to wear a dress. Like, what the fuck for? He's like, I ain't wearing no fucking dress. And they were like pressuring him to wear the dress. I'm like, I ain't wearing no motherfucking dress. And that's his fucking right. If it doesn't make him homophobic. I mean, what the fuck? Every time it's like that. Here it's like this. They push this shit on you. You don't want it. You're homophobe. What the fuck?
Exactly.
What the fuck? If I start harassing you for your sex, that makes me homophobe. Okay? If I start spewing hateful stuff about you, that makes me homophobe. But you pushing your shit on me, nah, I'm not homophobic. I'm just don't go like that.
Break it's like arachnophobia, the fear of spiders. Like, okay, why am I fearing you? What do you have? What are you doing that I fear you? Like, what you're doing is right, and I fear you because I'm the one that's ignorant. No.
Exactly.
no fear of you. I don't have no fear.
You want to
of
bet
betting
money
you.
they'll make Prophet Muhammad gay too in the next 5 years? That's how.
Say it again? What happened?
Yeah. You want to bet money? Because everybody's gay for them. Like even Jalaluddin Rumi, who's like a famous Sufi poet. He created Sufism. And their mind, he was gay too. Now, what proof you have he was gay? Because
after a person like they passed away, they were trying to say things about Malcolm X, they're trying to say things about Muhammad Ali. Come on, like any strong, strong black masculinity is not accepted in the world that they want to project. That must be removed.
Yeah, that's wrong, especially if you're black. That's wrong, man.
Exactly.
It's wrong. It's dead wrong.
I mean, even the numbers on this planet, we're over 2 billion, right? But they're 9% of the population of the world. And even as I go and move around and just go all over and see black person, African after African after African, I'm like, whoa, there's so many of us, and the babies that they have and carrying them on their back, and the women that are strong and have the thing on their head so they can sell stuff, and they have their baby on their back and one in their arm, and they're just so strong.
Yes.
And it's like, you can't help us. That's why they go after us so bad. And again, I'm going to say it. They're selling atrazine over here as a fertilizer. And
I'm not surprised.
No, that will turn a male frog into a female frog that lays eggs. And they have it here. So I'm going to go down to the market. I think if we go past it tomorrow, I'm going to bring a camera and I'm going to try to talk to the person. They probably don't even realize that, right? But I'm going to just tell them and see if I can't get them on camera. I want to get the audio. I'm going to show you and hold it up close.
Definitely
These
show
are
it.
things they're allowing over here. And they don't understand. Black masculinity must be snuffed by any means necessary. Even when they smile with you and don't even know. I'm not saying every white person knows this, but when it happens.
Man, they used to collect balls and penises. Of course. They used to collect. Every time they used to lynch a black man, they would take his balls.
But they got a fascination with that.
Why are you taking his dick for? That's some weird shit.
It's some weirdo stuff, for real.
Yeah, that's some weird shit.
Get them to want to stick things up in their butt and all this stuff, and a fascination with that, and turning you into something else that you're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like what the hell?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, because the thing was this guy Iranian scholar who's talking about, because then the thing is, when you read Jalaluddin Rumi, because every time he talks about the beloved, so that they thought when he says beloved, it was his master who's his lover, Sham of Tabriz. But it was, when he said beloved, he's talking about God. All the love he's talking about, it's God, not Sham of Tabriz. Although, yeah, he was so close to, because Sham of Tabriz was his master. And there's this thing too. Sham of Tabriz was an Ajajin, an assassin from the old order of the Ajajin. So, and the Ajajin were a Shiite sect. They were like a secret sect fighting against the Turkish occupation of Persia. And when the Mongol came in, they basically destroyed the Ashajin because they dared to try to kill Genghis Khan. So is it Genghis or Kublai? I think it was Kublai. They just destroyed them. And Sham of Tabriz was one of them. He was one of the remnant of the Ashajin. So that scholar was saying the way Jalalud he writes his poem, you can see it's the Ashajin culture in it. The mind processing of Ashajin. You see it in Jalalud. So if it was an assassin who initiates spirituality, Jalaluddin Rumi, so how does that make them gay exactly? Like, we're, like, how does that make them gay?
They want to bend history and bend everything now, so that so the younger generation will accept it from where it is. And
that's why I know I might be insulting Muslim. I don't mean to, okay? Because I even read a lot about Islam. I don't mean to, but I feel that at some point they will start coming with that bullshit too. Everybody's gay for them. Or they even had that thing running. The white supremacists, they were saying that Martin Luther King was a swinger.
Well, I heard he was swinging a lot of stuff there, but I'm not saying not with no man, not with no man. No, for real. For real. What are they gonna do? You know, I transition. They go, LanceScurv, we don't know what's going on with him. Come on, get out of here.
Yeah,
There anybody? Yeah. Anybody iconic and strong and black and was about something. I mean, okay, you know, many of us don't really go along with his earlier philosophies with Martin Luther King. I'm just saying that they just got to do that. Like there's some weirdo sitting up in Hollywood somewhere. You don't
I
like
know
him.
exactly.
Call him gay. We're gonna pay this guy a couple $1,000s to come out and say that he was messing with him. Anything to knock it, right? For real.
Yeah, now that me Bobby called me homophobic. Nah, man, this is fucked up. This is really fucked up. No.
Let me tell you something. They're heterophobic. They're heterophobic.
No, this is real fucked up.
Strong black heterosexual black man. They're scared of that. Don't put your fear on me.
Exactly.
Don't put the fear that you got some weak behind DNA on me. Don't put that on me that you're projected to not go into the future with your 9% worldwide stats. You're the world minority, but you want to run and tell us that we're a minority. You're not built. You're not built to last. You ain't gonna last this thing. The sun don't even like you. You on a planet where the sun don't like you. No, seriously though,
It's so true.
You don't like it. Bring me some thumbs down if you don't like it. I don't care. There's gonna be more thumbs up in this video than thumbs down. Right?
Lord have mercy. Nah, man. Like every movie now from Hollywood, there has to be a gay scene in it. Like every goddamn, what the fuck, man?
Then there got to be some gay
Even
guy.
in kids' movies now, like what the fuck?
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie.
I already know it's acceptable. I already know y'all want to marry and have whatever. But come on, man.
I'm saying, I was walking down the street in the market today, right? And I couldn't believe it. A black man with a Ghanaian accent with a phone, and the way he was walking, I tapped my wife and she looked. I said, "Yo, what's up?" And he was walking by. Yes, I saw him. I said, "Oh man." But there was nobody around them, right? So nobody was really hearing how you talk, but I noticed the walk. These dudes, but they don't go for that here. What they gonna do? I mean, he better go move to the UK or move to America with that. That's not gonna go down over here.
I know. No, I know.
And they're trying to keep it and push it and push it and push it.
They tried that bullshit in Haiti. People died. They tried to, you know, because me, I was shocked. I'm like, why would you bring that in Haiti? You know, I understand it's about civil rights, but you should know better because they tried to do a protest for gay rights in Haiti. And out of nowhere came these, you know, those Christian, extremists or radical Christian. People died, man. They beat on them. 2 gay people died. But there's this thing too, because that thing was plastered on all the news, and they were portraying their story, where there was this gay couple that was getting married, and the parents were so mad, went along with the neighborhood, they trashed all the cars and burned down their house, but they never told what happened really. What happened? Because my mom knew about it. The I don't know, the bride or the groom, whatever. One of them was only 16 years old. That's why they trashed the wedding. One of them was 16 years old. Yeah, the black kid, he was only 16. I think it was a British guy and a black kid.
Well, you know what's coming next, right? You know what's coming next. I've said it before, and it's coming next. Obama, the whole system pushed the gay thing. They done got over. The next thing is pedophilia, to make that legal. And I already know what's happening next behind that. You know what's going to happen next? Bestiality is going to be made to be legal.
Oh,
so many of these people laying up with dogs and fighting.
No, that's a white people thing. Like, y'all,
no. You know what? They're gonna get some of us to push it. They're gonna get some of us to push it.
No, you can keep it for y'all. Because you know they did that shit in Africa. No, there was like hundreds of Congolese girls. No, it was Central Africa, where the French officers, their soldiers, they brought dogs, they have them, the dog raped them.
But I'm saying, like, what is that to do? Like, I mean, do you sit down and have this discussion? Let's bring hundreds of dogs over
That's
there and
some
they're going to rape
fucked
women.
up shit, man. That's
What is
fucked
that?
up.
What is that, though? I mean, these people are weird.
And they
Call
call us savage. Nah, man, I ain't no savage. That's some fucked up shit.
This is what they
and
do.
And y'all don't shower. I shower. I wear a drawer every morning, okay?
And let me tell you something. Even when I shower and down here sweaty, and you know, you get sweaty and it dries a little bit, you get inside. Even if I don't, I shower, but even after a long day, I still don't stink.
Exactly.
Like, they shower and you're like, wait a second, who brought a dog in here?
Yeah, like, I mean, who? Like you said, who thinks? Like, I don't know, man. You don't like some, I don't know, spank them, beat on them, shoot them. I ain't no bring no dog rape you. What the fuck?
What is that? Some kind of occultic spirit transfer?
Yeah, that's demonic. Obviously, that's some demonic shit.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, what are you doing? I mean, you have soul ties with people that you have sex with. Even if you think it's casual, it doesn't mean anything. So I'm not saying these women enjoyed it, but the dogs probably did, right? What is going on in this?
Yeah, that's animal abuse too.
No, it is. But I'm just saying, like, what's being transferred onto you? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like a woman who is raped is not
hundreds
enjoying
of them. That's
she still may have a baby. You know what I mean? There's a transfer that's going on there. What kind of? And then they want to call us savages.
And they were kids, man, like 16-year-old girls. They were kids. What the fuck?
Yeah, they get off on that too.
Yeah, I know.
Doing all kind of stuff.
Disgusting.
And they've been doing it. And they don't tell that stuff too. It's undercover.
And I think they were UN. Like, that's why now, man, don't let UN come to your country. Don't. Kick him out. Don't let them come in. They're white. All of them, they're white devils, man. Don't let them come in your country. Haiti, you know, you thought they would come after the earthquake. That's the thing. When the earthquake happened, the first people that were there were the Cuban and was it the Japanese? I think it was the Japanese. Yes. Yes. Yeah, no, actually, they built this school that they actually they actually work and have us like running water, clean water. Actually, they did something, unlike the fucking Americans.
But trust me, when they do stuff, these Asians do stuff in any Caribbean country, it's not because they're nice people. They're trying to get a foothold. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that too. But that's what happened. The next day, the Americans showed up and they pretty much locked the airport. Nobody else can come in. Nobody's can come help.
Yeah, because
even the French, the worker like, what the fuck, man?
But they don't put that on the news or social media.
They won't.
They'll ban it. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because everybody went. Israel, China, all them went, but they locked the airport. Nobody can come in anymore. Yeah, because they wanted all the resources for themselves. That's what it was.
Yeah, but not only that, but like I said, all these countries who are coming to help, what happens normally? Why aren't they looking to help anyway? Why is it a disaster comes now we want to help? See? And they strip away so much, especially from Haiti, but now they want to help. It's not, let me tell you something. It's just like dudes at a party who see a woman in a tight dress and she got this banging body. She's nice to everybody, but she's not out there like that. But these guys are trying to get next to her, you know, to talk to her, to get something that they want, that she ain't like trying to get. Exactly. She's walking out of the party, and here they come following. Can I hold the gate for you? Can I hold the door for you? You want to get something to eat? Can I? Because they want something. You know what I mean?
Thirsty.
But see, when they saw her in the laundromat with her sweatsuit on, covering everything up, she had no makeup on, hair pulled back, she looked tomboyish. They wasn't paying her no mind. You see what I mean? They know the value of the land down there. They know the value of the land down there. I'm not talking about her, but they know the value of what's going on there. But I'm just saying they know the value of the land and the positioning close to America. That's what it is too. Exactly. America's afraid of anybody having a stronghold or military or land nearby on a military level. That's why they had a problem with Cuba. You know, they didn't like that. They don't want any alliances.
Yeah, because the Russians would sell nuclear weapons to Cuba. That's what's up. And 1962. And we almost went to war with Russia because of that. So at the end, we came into an agreement with Russia, and Russia stopped shipping nuclear weapons to Cuba. That's why we got Guantanamo Bay. It has nothing to do. It's because of the Russians. Oh, I would not be surprised about Guyana. You know, every time you see it, they call your country poor. There's something you have. You know, there's something you have that they need. Every time.
That's right.
Every time. When they call you poor, that you're struggling. That's the thing too. So the American locked the airport, right? And now I don't know. The UN came in to help. We didn't ask you for your fucking help. But guess what they did? They built their military camp right next to Latibonite, the river, and the latrine dug right next to the river. And of course, coincidentally, you know, conveniently, them Bangladeshi motherfuckers had what's the disease? Cholera. And before you know it, besides the earthquake, 1,000 more were dying from cholera. That's mass murder. Not only were they killing us with cholera, they were fucking our goats, man. Like, what the fuck?
That's crazy.
Yeah, they were fucking goats. Like, me, if it was my goat, dude, you can keep her. I don't want that no more.
I see goats all day. You see my videos up on the anthill, goats walking around. I can't understand.
You can keep it. I don't want it no more.
How do you want to know?
That's nasty. Imagine, you walk in your garden, there's man Jesus coming out of her like, oh man, come on, bro, that's nasty.
I'm saying oh, seriously, and I dropped the link inside the chat room. This is getting so interesting. We have so many interesting comments. I just want to say, hit the link if you want to drop a comment or come on in for a second. If you're on your phone, hit that link if you're on the computer. But understand, you will be seen. So if you're not dressed,
question. Yeah.
Exactly. It'll make things a little more interesting. But what I'm saying is that how does that work? I mean, you have this goat, and what do you say? Ooh, goat look good.
I'm gonna go a step further. You know what, Modi, who became the Prime Minister of India?
What's
so
up with him?
Yeah, that guy. Not only he's a coon, like I don't know, because you know the party he came from is a radical party. The other party who left and right murdered presidents, and that's the guy they picked from that party. So he's I don't know, his guru came in with this thing that beef are sacred, and that Muslim are murdering beef left and right. Before you know what, they start, you know, because the Muslim are minority in India, so left and right they're murdering poor innocent Muslim over the cows. And there's this cow frenzy who built up. This is where it got fucked up. They're so because I don't think it was like that before. They're so idolize the cow that they're drinking cow piss. They're showering cow shit. What else are you doing to the cow?
From cows.
That's some fucked up shit.
Ain't that much love in the world. So wait a second. So what is it? Let's put a clay mask on to exfoliate and clear our skin off. That's some weird stuff.
And these motherfuckers are racist as fuck.
Yeah, they taking baths and piss, and they're probably screwing the cows.
We don't do that shit in Africa. We don't do that shit in Haiti. No, we don't do that kind of shit in Africa or in Haiti.
Nah. But they want to look down on us.
We don't even fuck goats. That's ooh. Damn. No. That's fucked up. Because this is my brother who has her friend who's Cuban, and she came out because she told her it was funny. She was telling how her brother used to fuck the cows in their farm. Like, you should say stuff. You should say stuff like that.
But that's nasty. You joining on with something and you grabbing it. Okay, it's not. You're not doing a dog or a goat or a sheep or a cow in a missionary position. You know, it's doggy style, even though it's cow style, goat style, sheep style. And so now this thing is like looking at you, hey, trying to get away, and you coming over there like, what are you thinking? No, seriously, what are you thinking when you? I mean, if it's a woman and she's down for it, but she kind of playing I'm playing hard to get thing, not taking advantage of, but just like, that's part of the foreplay.
Yeah, damn.
You take this as part of the foreplay. I don't understand class for real. Excuse the French.
These people are racist. I mean,
yeah. How do you get hard
and you're racist? What the fuck?
That's that DNA in them that's part of them that makes them happen. I mean, come on. And you get in there, whole thing trying to kick you off and like, yo, you know what I mean? And you smelling this animal, and the animal juice is on your organ.
Well, for the Indian, would not be surprised, because this is what happened. And that's what happened when you keep listening to white folks. You know, dumb shit like that gonna happen to you. So the United Nations and United States, the West, were pressuring Africa, China, and India. Oh, you got too many kids. You have to stop breeding kids like that. So India and China. Yeah, China mostly came with the 2 kids policy. I know 1 kid policy. It's only lately, like a couple years ago, you can have 2 kids.
Yeah, if we could mate with goats and let us have all the goats in the world. Right?
But now this is what happened, because they kept doing that. Because in China and in India, they value more a boy than a girl. Because in India, you have to the girl, you have to pay a dowry for the girl. So, they would murder their kid, or like because they're still doing it in India and in China. Like, all the time they call the firefighters because they find a baby in the latrine. Like, what the fuck?
But you want to look down on us. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And you're racist.
Another thing you got to do too. You got to watch these American.
We don't do that kind of shit, And
UK white men who go to places like the Philippines and Vietnam, and they leave their wives at home. Why do white men get together and want to go somewhere like the Philippines? So they can
have sex with a transsexual. That's why.
Exactly. Or transvestite. Yeah, exactly. Because those Philippine men that are cross-dressers or transgender or whatever you want to call it, there's nothing male about them. They're built so slender. You don't see a Filipino man built like a Samoan. You know what I mean? So the illusion, because they got these little limbs and so and so, whatever. And the ones who are like that, who get like that from young, because from what I'm hearing, it's a lucrative thing for them to push their boys to be like that, so they can sell themselves off to the white men and get money. Then you get these. Unfortunately, they go there for that. What I'm saying is, this might be your doctor. This might be your lawyer. This might be a professor sitting up there teaching and so marking your paper saying you wrong, but they think they're right for the things that they do. Oh, I can't wait. I have 3 more days of teaching class. I can't wait to get down to the Philippines to, have some boy PUSSY.
Yeah, but then let me finish with the India story. This is what happened. So now, because they keep murdering their baby girls, now there is 30% more men than women. So now you're in a situation where there's 30% extra men who cannot find a wife.
Uh-oh.
Right now, there is almost 1 million girls missing outside of China and India, of course, because they're kidnapping girls from across the borders. Even all the way to like Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, they're kidnapping women and forcing them to marry them in China or in India because they cannot find a woman. But at least, I don't know, it's fucked up. But India, they're going a step further. If they cannot find that woman, if, for example, your son or your nephew marry a woman, when the son's not there, you're fucking her.
Wait.
Your brother's fucking her. Your father's fucking her. Everybody's fucking her.
Say this one more time. I heard you.
Yeah. I'm gonna say it one more time. I'll say it one more time.
Right.
I mean, that happens in the village, of course, but I don't know what's going on in the city. But yeah, because you know, every 16 minutes a woman gets raped in India. Every 16 minutes. That's how bad it is. So, like I said again, if a man like in the village marry a woman, and you know, when you go to the city, go work, your father gonna fuck her, your uncle gonna every man in the village going to fuck her.
Oh, really? There'd be a lot of bloodshed when I come home.
And then they're cool with that. Like, what the fuck?
Nah. I mean, I'm not saying no, like it's not true what you're saying. I know that you're very well read.
No, I saw documentary. It was so true that it was in 2014. There was a major rape case, and that's how. Yeah, major rape case where this poor girl, she's about to become a doctor, and she's fiancéed. Her and her fiancé, they never had sex before, but they went to the movies to watch a movie. So when they came out, I think it was like 8 o'clock. They couldn't find a cab, so they got in the bus. There were 16 men in the bus. Do you know they beat the shit out of the boy? And all of them raped her. Among all of them, there was a 14-year-old boy, man.
And none of these men stood up against, like.
No, they called her a prostitute. How is she a prostitute?
No.
You don't know her.
What I'm saying is that this can't happen around me.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not gonna be like, you know, grab my GoPro and be like, yeah, this is gonna be good for the YouTube channel. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Nah.
I should laugh about it, but damn. Yeah, exactly. Damn.
No, for real. Like, how do you sit there and watch that?
Yeah. And take turns.
Cultural thing, I guess, but you know, I'm not seeing stuff like that around me. You know what I mean?
This girl was like the George Floyd, but it's not the same that I wouldn't compare it with George, but it's like
I understand.
Yeah, of Africa. But it's not the situation, but this is where it got even more fucked up.
Disregard for
when they were done raping her and beating the shit out of the boy, they inserted a rod up her ass too and perforated her uterus and fucked her up. And I ain't done yet. I'm not done. Then they throw her out, you know, in the street, and they try to run the bus over her too. So you see why was the major? There was national uproar for this.
So what I'm saying is that, like, okay, I can't understand any of it.
Yeah,
I know I can't understand.
That's not funny. Not funny, but yeah.
I know it's these people are psychos. What I'm saying is that how do you, number one, doing that to anybody is wrong. I've known women, grown women who have these thoughts and they're out there and they do things like that. Like, I want to be with 10 men or whatever. I've seen that.
Oh, isn't that what Cardi B is pushing in her song?
Oh, man. But what I'm saying is that how does a man around other men, this is not, of course, it's not anything like, oh, this is a romantic thing. This is we're caring, we're loving, or even if it's like, this is not even anything like that. This is on a whole different level. And then now let's even not think about the woman, but you a man and you number 16 behind all the other 15 men.
Yeah, so and like a 14-year-old boy among them, man.
But I'm saying the boy was getting screwed too.
Yeah, he was fucking her too. He raped her too.
Oh, he was raping her too. What I'm saying is that for the fact, I don't want to be around no man when I'm getting busy. I don't want to be around no man like, yeah, we're touching legs and now I could never do that.
Yeah, that's nasty. That's just nasty.
What I'm saying is that there's some woman hate, homosexual kind of undertone to this. Like, yeah, we all do. These men ejaculate up in there and you pushing your thing up in some other man's sauce.
Well, if they're gang raping their son's daughter, their son's wife, I mean,
we understand that that's not even acceptable. But you know, you sitting around eating turkey, you just pass the turkey around and eating it. No, let me get that slice. Let me get this here. You know what I mean? You looking like this the status that women have in that country?
I mean, it's not funny, but damn.
No, it's not. But it's
damn.
Yeah, like so.
That's why there was this uproar. People were like, "That's not who you are, nigga. That's who you are."
So look, I will beat them
You keep doing
ahead of time. Yeah. If I see a man even turn around and look, I swear I'm gonna punch him right in his face. I swear I'm gonna punch him right in his face. Now you know how men. I know how some black men. We're not even talking nothing kinky, right? We're talking about something normal. You see a black man walking down the street. And he sees a woman and he's lusting after her because of her body, whatever. And he does this thing. You know what I mean? You know,
give me some of that.
Yeah. I saw a dude one time walking down the street, and I heard him do that. And then I looked. He was looking at the little girl. Like this came from under his balls. Yeah, like men can't help it on a normal level. You know, even to do it to himself. And I looked at him. I said, "Hey, man," because I know the language. I know the language. It's a man grunt. It stirs up, you know, adrenaline and.
Yeah, you know what's up?
I'm ready. I'm getting ready. You know what I mean? I said, "Yo, you look at that little girl like that?" And he smiled. I said, "No, are you looking at that little girl like that?" Started walking. You know what he did? He ran because he saw a look at my face. Maybe he didn't know the girl was my daughter or whatnot. The girl wasn't with me. She was just standing in the door. I said, "Who is he?"
Yeah. And when they arrested them, they're like, "Oh, they thought she was a prostitute. Oh, she deserved it." That's what they said.
But even if you're a prostitute, you don't deserve that. You don't deserve nobody doing something to you.
Nobody deserves that, man. Nobody. No.
She's not consenting adults with that. Even a prostitute, at worst, you just look at her.
Yeah, that's why every time Cardi B says she wants a man to run a train on her, if he had a twin, I would ask y'all to run a train. Why would you say that?
But you know
that's
what, though?
Gang rape.
No, but look. She probably had it done already several times to be in a position.
She was a hoe.
These are the things you got to do. Yeah. Well, she's getting in exactly. She probably already had it done. Dudes had it done in the entertainment thing. That's why they pissed at Dave Chappelle for not wearing the dress. If you're not going to do this stuff, at least portray this so it can make it easy for other men who are struggling with their sexuality, putting things in your head.
Yeah, they said that's why they started fucking with his head, because he refused to do that. Good thing he never did drug, because you don't know what they would have slipped in your drug.
Let me tell you something.
That's a demonic thing, man. Demonic.
Yeah, I knew this young lady who she was kind of like that, where she just went through multiple men. Very nice young lady, right? And she would always call me and like kind of tell me her exploits. Not like I'm going to tell you what I did last night, but it kind of always went there, right? And she's a very nice person. So I didn't jump on her like to say, "What are you crazy?" So because I knew there was a deeper issue. But
yeah, usually they were abused in their younger life.
Yeah. But with her, it was where if she felt sorry for you as a guy, some reason she felt sorry for you, she's gonna give you some. So the dudes in the neighborhood caught on, like, "Oh, I fell off the curb and I think I broke my leg." And "Oh, you okay? Hey. Let me rub your leg or whatever."
This is a pussy right there.
I'm telling you, wait now. So she was like, "You know what? I was rubbing his leg and I felt so sorry for him. And I went down on him." I'm like, "Huh?" And every other day she doing something with some dude. So one day she used to started getting more and more to be an alcoholic. Beautiful young lady, shapely, beautiful, everything, young, 20s and everything. I saw her recently, and we're in the same age group. She's dried up. I mean, she looks so old because she was a nice person, but she indulged with too many people. She went to a party in the Bronx. And even in Brooklyn, you know how they do this, even in Queens sometimes, you have a house party and you have that one bedroom where in the wintertime, you have these big coats. Coats are not going to be all over the place in the house party. You have that one designated person at the grandma. "Come on, baby, give me a coat. I'm going to put it in the bedroom now on the bed right here." Yeah. And so you have all these coats stacked up. And she's the only one who's supposed to, "What your coat look like now?" "Oh, I remember that long one. Okay, let me go get it for you." And they come back with the coat. But there's a time in the party where nobody new is coming in. And they're going to be there for a couple hours before people start to leave, right? Let's say pass. I'm just saying hi. No, I'm holding my coat. I'll be back later on. So she was drunk and she knew that the coat bedroom was where it was. So she went for some reason. She says, my head was spinning and I went to lay down face down on the bed where the coats were. Now, mind you, she had to always be like this, pulling down her mini skirt, which probably covered 2/3 or 3/4 of her butt cheeks. Okay. And this is the winter time, right? She would always say, I'm going to go to this party and wear my little black dress. She had some very shapely legs, very, very shapely legs. She didn't run track. She had that little people like, God, dog, or they go, you know, right? Heels, little waistline, and just everything. She was just in the height of her youthfulness. She fell asleep on the coat, you know, on the bed where the coats were, face down. So what you think happened to the dress? So there was one dude, and she said she was in and out of consciousness. She was so drunk. She said a dude came in and she says, I was too weak to get up. And I kind of knew what he was seeing, but I just laid there. And I asked her, I said, come on, you knew what was about to happen. Yeah, he was touching me.
Yeah, but that's rape.
Feeling me up. No, it is rape, right?
That's right.
But she was conscious of it. And she was like, I said, oh, what the hell? But she didn't know who it was. Then home left the room. 2 more dudes came in there. So after a while, the grandma was like, what's going on in the room? You ain't looking to get your coat. So they'd wait. I mean, must have been like 5 or 6 dudes that just took her. And then she laid there, right? I'm just saying you have all kind of mentalities out here, but men, you don't know what's really in their heart. You know, it's only because they know there's certain laws out here.
That's gang rape now. And
right,
probably she's not so... Probably she hate herself so much because these people probably she a victim, obviously, because she acts like that, like a victim, and it's a self-loathing, so they just indulge it more. Instead of dealing with it, they just indulge it more.
That's crazy. But like I said,
crazy.
There was something about her that was very nice, very innocent, but there was something, I'm not going to say that she was bad. I knew something.
No, she lost her innocence. That's why probably she has this childlike behavior.
Yeah.
She lost her innocence.
Yeah. Guys hit on her. She doesn't mess with them. If you go to her, and like I said, the dudes, it was a joke. They go around and lie, you know. Oh, I lost my grandmother or whatever. I feel so sorry for him. And I said, come upstairs and let's eat a little lunch. And he's still on the couch. And I went down.
Maybe that's her thing. That's what it turns on.
Going down on some man. And it was a hustle. Crazy. Like
maybe it was her fetish. But that's some fucked up fetish.
It's okay to have a fetish.
It sounds like a fetish. It sounds like a fetish.
Not everybody. Because she'd find herself in these situations where she'd been through a couple of famous people too. I mean, she didn't run in any kind of circles like that, but in the entertainment world, hip hop and different things, she'd tell me little things like, how did you end up? Because she was really a fabulous looking young lady for that kind of time, you know, this back in the 80s. And so it always was where she would end up with someone and she'd tell me this story almost in this little girl voice, you know, it's like confessionals. Like, why am I in a confession box?
Why? Because you don't judge her.
No, I didn't judge her. I didn't laugh or anything like that, but I knew where the story was going. You know, I told her, I said, and we were joking about it. She says, you don't think I'm crazy? I said, listen, please don't start feeling sorry for dogs and cats because I know how that story is going to end up and I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, like what the hell?
The dog got hit by a truck and his leg was broken and I went down on her. I'm not making fun, but yo. And she was laughing, telling me this because she knew where the story was going. I'm like, yo, listen, what's going on with this?
It sounds like a fetish. Like, you know, because you say if they hit on her, it doesn't work. But if you come with that bullshit, then you can get some pussy. That's a fetish.
Yeah, they knew that. They knew that. And I was telling them, listen, you can't be doing this. You know what I mean? You're hurting yourself. You're wrecking yourself. Let's find what it is. And you know, she knew. She said, yeah, I know this. And she never really, you can't push anybody to open up, but it was jacked up because there's a lot of diseases running around out there.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't ever think she caught anything.
Up.
Yeah, when we talked, you know, I didn't just ask him about how you were back in the day because she's still like that right now. And the funny part about it is I said, listen, if something's going on, don't tell me because I know you work in a nursing facility and these dirty old men that, you know, 90-year-old
man.
I feel sorry for him. You know, he's sitting there. I'm glad to be here. No. You're not getting erect, but I'm glad to be here. You know, look at that. You know? Selfies, click. Yeah, man.
That's messed up. Yeah,
it's messed up. I know some stories.
Yeah, it's sad. Yeah. No, I would see that sound like but at least do it with your boyfriend, man. What the fuck? Do it with your boyfriend.
You have somebody you do and you explore things and you can have fetishes, whatever, but not like a public fetish. You go into the store, I'm going to go shopping.
Yeah, because that's dangerous.
Exactly.
It's dangerous.
I felt sorry for him. You know, he didn't have enough money to register, so I went down on him. You know, just any old excuse. Like, how does it happen that easy? And there were some worse ones too. You know.
Man, like if I was a man, I don't want to go out with somebody like that. Like,
But see, a lot of men say that, and they may not go out with the person, but they buzzing their phone 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people out here that may not fit the description of what the world says.
Yeah, they want the closet freak.
Exactly. Because driving the bus for all those years like I did, I heard a lot of things. You know what I mean? And there are some women that I've heard men turn around like with other guys. Say, oh, man, I would mess with that, man. Look at her, man. She ugly, man. She nasty. She gets off the bus, and maybe another day comes, and I find out that he's talking to her on the phone. Hey, girl, you know, my wife worked overnight. If you want to slide on by, maybe I can come by. You know what I'm saying? You blew my mind the other night.
It's like the lady you talked about last time. The lady on the wheelchair and
And my friend was like, he was screaming in the phone like, "Where are you, man?" I don't even know where I am, man. I couldn't believe it because the lady. I'm not going to waste the time until again. If you didn't hear it, I'll just say it quick. He met this woman off of some party line. Because back in the early 90s and late 80s, it was all about the party line. They didn't have apps. They didn't have the internet like they did now. The internet was around. And so he's a single guy, you know what I mean? He was in the military and he didn't want to waste any time. I like to meet women. I want to meet you and straight up with them. You know, listen, I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm just looking to have a good time, a little fun, you know, maybe some sex, whatever.
He had fun, all right.
Yeah, right. He went up there. So he met this woman who sounded good. She was talking on the stuff and everything, and they're talking the whole stuff. And he's like, listen, why don't you come on over? You know? So he went over there and rang the bell, and it was okay to come late. It was a shapely woman, beautiful black woman who answered the door, but she had on this kind of outfit, so she was like a visiting nurse or something. So he's looking at her saying, man, I don't know, she just came in from work or something. She's like, no, it's not me. You coming here to meet. That should have let him know that she does this a lot. So he opened the door to this next room, and it was this white woman who had a big head and a little body. The body was like 2.5 feet long. The head was probably just about the same height. No, it wasn't that big. And she had these scuzzy teeth that like she just ate cheese and it just dried up in between. And she was a heavy smoker, so her lips and the whole place smelled like smoke and cats and whatever. And she's laying up in the bed with this little body. And she's like, oh, you look so good. Why don't you come over here next to me? I'll take care of you.
Hell no.
And her voice was sexy. That's the funny part. It was like a ventriloquist. And so he's sitting there in shock, like he was thinking the woman that was there living in, taking care of her was the woman. So he was happy. And he comes in she got out of there, right? And he's looking. And so
because that's some nasty shit. Of course she got out.
And then she crossed her little leg and gave a little, what's the show where Sharon Stone, right? Sharon Stone's name? And she crossed her leg.
Yeah, Sharon Stone. Yeah,
gave a little shot of what was going on down there. And he saw this little
basic
thing.
instinct, yeah.
And when she crossed the leg, the air came from where her leg was and came into his and caught him on the inhale. And he's like, yo, you know? So
maybe she got venereal disease.
So he's sitting there looking, and she's like, it's okay. Nobody's gonna know. It's between us. Let me do you. And he was traumatized. So she reached over and got this photo album and had all of these Polaroids. You know, Polaroids, we didn't do cameras back in the day. Had all these Polaroids of these men, and they were mostly black men who she took pictures of between her legs doing that. And she's click, like, you know, dudes take pictures of selfies with women. She took pictures of these men, and he was like, these men, and he's not a homo. These were handsome, buff, well-dressed as far as they were. You know what I mean? Men. And I saw rings on their finger, but they messed. He said, "What's wrong?" He wasn't messing with her. He was traumatized from that, but he was even more traumatized from seeing these black men like, ain't nobody around. Come on, do it. It freaked him out. And he left. He walked out of there. He just
I'm surprised.
And banged the door and just, what's wrong? And just walked out. And his mind was, he's like, I drove 20 miles past my exit on the highway. I didn't realize it. Lance, what's going on with the people? These black men, what's going on with them? They're down low, but they mess with this woman. You should have seen her. You know those things.
I'm not surprised because I remember, Craigslist used to do dating, right? And there was this guy for like several weeks. He even put the address of the Holiday Inn or Motel 6, I don't know, whatever it was. Well, he said he wanted the people to run a train on him. That whatever you want to do it to him. He just posted his address. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, that stuff goes on big time. Yeah, I've seen things on those levels, and where you see this kind of thing from, I'll tell you all. Yeah, but like I said,
that's disgusting.
Yeah, this guy was really traumatized. He was messed up. He's like, man, I can't. He says,
oh man, I would run. I don't even want to hear what the fuck she got to say. I would run.
Yeah, no, he was in shock. Like, look at this.
That's
You
demonic.
ever see the old Star Trek episodes, right? Where they had these beings that they didn't talk, but they talked through telepathy, and they had these big heads, and they were
so Martian.
yeah. You see their temples throbbing, like they be throbbing, and they're looking at you, and like they just look at you, and you know what they're trying to tell you, but then they walk off. But they had these real frail bodies. He said that's exactly what she looked like. And she had a wig, and when she laid back, it flopped off, and the head was round and shiny, and she. Come over here and let me take care of you. If you close your eyes, I can do things to you that would blow your mind. They all loved it. I know you would. And she made some little thing like the cheese between the teeth. I was like, ugh. And the smells. He was like, man, the smells in there, man. It was demonic. And he's not a spiritual guy, but he was like, yo, it was demonic in there. If you make a non-spiritual, spiritually aware guy understand that this was demonic, it had to be bad. It had to be real bad. And this was a guy in the world. He was in the service. He would travel the world, and he was very smart. And he was freaked out. He said, "I don't want to see her. I'm not going to mess with these party lines."
I believe him. Because I do a lot of social work, so I visit like the senior citizen in my community, and there's one of them. Inez, she's dialed in, and she has a neighbor. I'm not sure if he's Israeli or not, but sometimes. Yeah, but she said his apartment was bad. From what she said, that's a understatement. I mean, he got nice shit in there, nice shit. But there's a blue sofa. But when you first come in, the sofa is black. It's when you start seeing the roaches running around, then you see, oh, it's a blue sofa.
Oh man.
You see roaches running all off the wall. The walls are white, but they're blackened with. I mean, he got nice shit, but it's disgusting.
It's a roach motel. Yeah,
it's a roach motel, man. And he shit all over the place. He piss all over the place. When you don't even need to open the door. You get out the elevator. Oh, you smell shit and piss right from outside. I believe you.
It's like a zoo. Oh,
and
man.
The thing is, he had a hoe, a guy. And this was like, I don't understand.
He had a what?
Yeah, he had a hoe, an Israeli guy.
A guy?
Yeah, because this was like, I don't understand. Why would this guy want to live in this condition? What do you get out of it?
But not just that, but even if he sees these roaches, maybe he liked that. Maybe, I don't know. Some people, it doesn't bother them. I had a dude kill a roach with his hand. It was running across the table. Bang! And then he grabbed the sandwich he made.
Oh, hell no! Oh, hell no! Hell no!
I'm not even eating here. They used to have big pots of soup and they left the soup
he would
open.
offer me money to come and help, and you can keep your money, devil. That's disgusting. I don't want that money.
Soup and the roaches would crawl on the ceiling, and the heat would hit them, and they'd shake it and fall into the soup. He'd go in there and pick them out.
I mean, you can breathe. That's how much it smell like piss. You can't breathe. You can't breathe. Like when you walk, it's like that's how it is.
But it's not even just waiting to exhale. You waiting to inhale.
Exactly. So now you basically breathing piss. And the nurse, because they had to assign him a nurse, because the thing is he's diabetic like me. So when you're diabetic, you should fucking know you're not supposed to mess with sugar. But he don't give a shit. He just keeps chugging sugar. So he shit and piss all over, because the more sugar you drink, the more you will urinate. So the girl said not only he shit all over the floor, there's shit on the wall. That's that. Ooh.
So his place was the shit.
Yes. And he's a multimillionaire.
Oh, heck no. So he touched a lot of dollars and put feces on it. And we getting them in circulation. We touching the money.
He's a multimillionaire. He's frugal as fuck. Like he won't spend his money. Because, for example, to the point where when they donate him food, if he doesn't like the food, he returns the food to get money back. Like,
oh, he's got a mental sickness. But look,
no, that's what I said. He's mentally ill. Let me
ask you something. How did he come into his money? Was it an inheritance or something? I mean, he wasn't.
He's a lawyer. He used to be a lawyer.
Oh, so he lost his mind.
Yeah, pretty much, I think. Because he said because he's gay anyway, he said he'd rather when he have sex with the guy smell like shit, like sweat, didn't shower. That's what he wants. He said,
but he wants to smell this stuff and have it around him?
And I think that's one reason why his ass was so loose and shit just falling off. And he refused to wear diapers too.
Like we have air freshness. He was a human doodle.
Man, you should have been in that room. Air freshener ain't gonna do shit. If their windows open, I'm still choking.
His place was so stinky, you'd fart in there and nobody would know.
Yeah, well, it's so bad. I said he said he would donate this apartment. I'm like, nobody gonna take that apartment from me.
They ain't gonna take it. They gonna come in there like, woo! Unless they,
that thing gonna smell like piss for years. Nobody's gonna take that shit from you.
Yeah. And you can't get that out like that. You can't get.
It's gonna be like that for years.
It would never go away. It would never go away. It would never go away.
Yeah, he wants to leave it for his synagogue. Like,
No, it won't be it won't be a synagogue. It'll be a tag. It'll be, But who could you sell it to? Who could you donate it to? Unless you found a feces fruit.
Nice 2-bedroom, because I think it's like 1,300 square feet. So now, I mean, you see, it's nice, but it smells like shit. The chairs, they're covered with roaches. The chairs are blackened with. It's disgusting. Disgusting.
I can hear it now. It smells like crap. But we throw the roaches in for free.
Yeah, because I'm like this. There's so many roaches. I'm like this. You're freaking out. I never seen so many roaches.
Well, did I tell you my roach story?
No.
I'll tell it real quick. I told it a whole lot of times. See, maybe the people who didn't hear it, I'll say it real quick. Back in my 20s, I was around and about. Let's put it that way. I was invited over, and I'll never forget this girl's name. Alicia was her name, right? And it was in Brooklyn on Eastern Parkway, and it was cold winter. And I went over there, and the calisthenics were in progress, and after the exercises were done, you fall out. But it was a practice of mine where if I really didn't know you, I'm not staying on and falling asleep. No. I'll lay there for a little while. Nothing else is happening. It's like, okay, listen, I got to do something in the morning. I got to get out of there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had to take a leak. I wasn't going to go right away. I said, let me just hang out a little bit. It seemed to be peaceful, whatever. So I got up. I knew where the bathroom was. And when I was barefoot, I didn't have anything on. So I'm walking. I said, man, the floor is wet. So I'm walking. I said, maybe like a refrigerator, water comes out or whatever. But this floor was definitely wet because it was not where I'm sliding, but it was wet. all my toes, my feet were wet. So I go to the bathroom and I stood up and did my thing, number one. But I said, okay, maybe I need to, make sure other things are cool too. So not too much information, but I say this for a reason. So, I sat down. I said, man, the toilet seat is wet. Oh man,
what the fuck?
It's not like she got kids or whatever and they peeing all over the seat. I said, the toilet seat is wet. So I got up. I said, and it's dark now, right? Little light from the window and the street lights out there. I think it was like a second or third floor apartment. So, there was a little glow in the dark street light switch that you pull. It's glow in the dark like a street, with the red light, the yellow light, and it was glowing. So I knew that's what it was. And it was one of those switches that you pull once and you got to pull it again for it to come on. It's not like clunk, clunk one time. It's like clunk, clunk. So I see what all this wetness is. So I pulled the clunk. The first clunk, stuff hit my arm. Like it was like,
God.
So I clunked it again, and there was roaches all over my arm on the thing. I turned around and looked at the toilet seat, and they were crushed roaches that I sat on. Which means there's roaches on the back of my leg and on my butt. But before I can even freak out on that, I saw the shower curtain pulled back, and in the tub, it looked like the Super Bowl of roaches in the stands. Roaches just all over the place because I cut the light on and I looked and saw footprints of roach juice and roach bodies that I stepped on. That's why I thought the floor was wet.
How can a woman live like that?
But when I went over there, the lights were on, everything was cool and everything was nice. But nighttime came, so what do I do? You know what I mean? How do I had roaches all over me. I tried to, I had to, on the faucet, roaches were like, yo, this our faucet, And I put the water on and I used toilet tissue and I couldn't, every time I look at an antenna, two legs, a roach like this, and they always do that Count Dracula stuff, them roaches. When they die, they're like, you know what I mean? And the antennas look like relaxed hair, especially when you spend the the woman gets her hair relaxed and the hair's like, whoof, whoof. Well, the roach antennas, I'm just bugging. So I went to the bedroom because in the couch there was some clothes, in the bedroom there's some clothes. Some things happen on the couch, and then shall we go into the bedroom, and then you get some things there. So I'm shaking stuff off in the darkness. I'm shaking my clothes. Stuff hit me in the eye, hitting chrome on me, and I still reached down behind my leg.
Freak out, man!
I accepted the fact that I was going to be roachified on some kind of level. I didn't want to look between my toes. Okay, right? So I took my clothes. I took all of them. I'm not lying to you. This is like about 3:30 in the morning, and this is in Brooklyn. And these big apartment buildings, people are always in the hallway and stuff like that. I went out in the hallway.
Okay.
Luckily, she didn't have one of those locks that you have to have a key to get out. Went out in the hallway, closed the door, naked.
I would too. Like shit.
I don't care. I shook off everything I possibly could, and people coming up, and some people especially these old black ladies, they're so used to seeing things in life that they don't react. So this lady came up and she looked, boy, what the world coming to? And just pushed the key and went in. And I felt bad. I wanted to do and they know who it is on TV, but you try to get away from the camera. I don't want you to see me, but they know who you are. I didn't care. She saw my butt. She saw everything. I'm putting stuff on. And I got out of there.
Yeah, and, I would too. I would give a shit. I can take all my shit and run as fast as possible. That's disgusting.
I'm driving home, and across the windshield on the inside, cold as it was, there was a roach climbing up. I just pulled the car over. I got it. And I'm I took my pants off.
That's inevitable because they were all over you.
Yeah, no. I got home, and I think I showered for an hour and a half. Seriously, no, it wasn't an hour and a half. It was about 30 minutes, but it felt, you know what I mean? And I kept going, and every time I felt itchy, because I scrubbed myself. I was paranoid.
Yeah, I would be.
And I got naked before I got inside because there might be a survivor roach over there, like some more special ops roach, we're going to get inside and drop eggs in this house. He coming in here, and the old man across the street, he's like, Lance, I know I drank a lot, man, but I could have sworn I saw you pull up your car, because you're in the South, so pull up your car and you went to the front door and you took all your clothes off before you went inside. Please tell me I ain't things. I said, you imagining.
Yeah, you imagining shit. Mind your business, God damn it.
Every time he saw me, he was by the fence the next couple days. He said, you sure? I know I saw.
Yeah, mind your business.
Yeah, you need to stop drinking, man. That thing is hitting you bad. For real.
Wow.
And the funny part about it is the next day, all day, I kept hearing Diana Ross, her song. And years before that, you know, I'm always one who is changing up the words of songs. Like if we ever like a cross country trip or a bus trip, or I'm going to keep you laughing. I'm going to keep you in stitches. Whatever comes on the radio, I'm going to instantly change the words according to what's going on right there. I've been doing this for the 70s. So I'm weird that way. That's one of my weird talents. So I remember the song that Diana Ross made. It was back in 1982. It was cool because that's when I was bodybuilding, right? And in the clubs, body competitions at the nightclub, you know, the guy who knew the owner was always going to win. You could look better than him. So they put this song on. All the girls, it's like a strip thing, whatever. Doom, 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 ooh. Remember that song?
Yeah.
I want muscles. Pop.
Oh yeah, I remember that song.
Go on YouTube, get another open. I'm gonna find it and drop it, right? So you know, that was it all over my body. Me and my mind, I'm like, I hate roaches. All over my body.
Oh my God.
My head down to my toe. So the next day I kept hearing this, and it was like, I spoke this into existence by joking about it so much. And I was telling my friends, it's like, yeah, you better be careful what you say because you're going to bring it into your life. Let me find this and drop it in for those who, you know, let me pull up another YouTube channel here.
Yeah.
Look, we were talking about we just got into the whole comedy thing.
Yeah, wow.
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do too. In a few months, when my projects are finished, at least once a week, twice a week, I'm gonna have a like the mic and everything. We're gonna get some people together. We're gonna straight up tell some jokes. It's gonna be like a joke.
Definitely, yes.
It's gonna be lit. It's not just gonna be sitting in front of a green screen and just the face. You're gonna see the whole place. There's gonna be pretty women there, buff dudes, whoever. You know, we're gonna laugh and have fun. Whoever wants to get on the mic and tell stories. And I'm gonna keep it going. If we have once it's set up like that, that's gonna be a 6-hour show. Have your gut clean, have every orifice clean, because if you have any your orifices, it's gonna come out. Your nose, your anus, whatever. If you had your monthly finish a week before, it's gonna
don't eat. We're about to laugh.
Yeah. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna laugh through the whole pandemic. Let me see if I can find this.
Yeah, geez.
Diana Ross. I want muscles. I hate roaches. Doom, doom, doom.
Yeah, I hate roaches, man. Especially while the pandemic. They bring disease in your house. Nah, I want none of that shit in my house.
Okay, why can't I find it? Okay, let me see. Oh, you know what I did? I'm thinking so much of the roaches. I put in YouTube Diana Ross, I want roaches. No, Diana Ross, I want muscles.
My
brain's so funny. That real quick.
That's
okay,
funny. Oh my God.
I want roaches. No, I don't want roaches, please.
No roaches, no.
I'm not going to speak that into existence anymore.
Thank you. That's weird. No.
For real. There was another time I was at a friend's house back in the 70s, and they had really bad roaches. I would never really spend the night, but this one night, just like a couple days after they had
that was fucked up, man. That's fucked up.
Yeah, all between my toes. From my head
that's
to my
fucked up.
toes. I hate roaches. There's a song, y'all.
And she a chick, man. I would cuss her ass out. How can you be a woman in your house like that? No.
Oh, Ruben, thank you so much. Thank you. I just had to get the body to keep up with the posing.
You're not even a woman. Yeah, a black woman. How can you be a black woman in your house like that? That's fucked up.
No, but these roaches were like pets that she let out in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? Because there wasn't a roach in sight. The place smelled clean. Imagine that. The toilet seat. I'm traumatized now. I can't even talk thinking about it.
Yeah, this bitch will have boric acid. Put boric acid everywhere. That's what I do.
Roaches up on the switch like we're gonna drop on his arm when he pulls it.
Man, Yeah. That's why now when I look for an apartment, I look at the age that building was built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was starting to say, I had some friends of mine that I went over and spent the night by the house. This is back in the 70s. And I had an exterminator come, so there was nothing going on. It was the kind of house that if they had like a cup of milk and they put it down, it's just weird, right? And forget, and they'd fall asleep, they'd wake up and they'd be like 3 roaches and they'd just like drown face down with their arms out. You know what I mean? So here I am, and I think one of the brothers got up in the middle of the night because he saw a roach again. So he sprayed the roach and sprayed a little more. And I'm like, I was sleeping. I was like, hey, roach spray, some strong stuff. You know, back in the day, you had some strong roach spray, right? So lights went out. I was half asleep. He went to his bed, whatever. I'm laying there. All of a sudden,
oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
It started raining roaches. Rip off the roof and stay in bed. It's raining roaches. Hallelujah. Yeah. I walked home. I left. Little did I know I was going to be traumatized.
Like me, like that. There's none of that mess in the bedroom. I cannot deal with that. You know, like I can leave food here. Nothing's going to happen. But the thing is with, you know, when it's an old building, so if the neighbor exterminate, then they migrate to the next. So before you know it, you never end with them. It's fucking annoying. Yeah.
No, seriously. Because when I first moved down to Florida, really the second apartment that I had, there was all these roaches, right? And we found out why. The lady that moved next door was so much of a pack rat and so nasty. She had a nice car. She dressed nice. But when the exterminator for the apartment complex came around, he came to us. He said, listen, not for nothing. You're in New York. I know I can talk to you, man. Listen, in all my 25 years of going to people's houses to exterminate, I have never seen a house that nasty before. And I'm like, listen, I can tell you when I saw in Brooklyn one time, this young lady wanted me to come and do some renovations for her mother in the mother's brownstone. As soon as you open the front door, you smell garbage. She kept garbage in that little room that when you go
she's a hoarder.
Yeah, but it was bad. It was bad. It stunk. And she had cans of food along the hallway stacked up like a pack rat mentality. Like she really been through something traumatic, right? And it affected her. Yeah. It's crazy.
No, it's a hoarder. Like my mom, she's one too, but not that bad. Like if she finished with a shampoo bottle, she's not gonna throw it away. You actually got to fight with her, like throw it away. It's done. Yeah, like that's why, like you go in the bathroom, a little bottle.
Yeah,
that's how.
But you know
that's
what?
how I make sure every time we move, there's my bathroom, her bathroom, because I want none
and
of that
adding
bullshit.
stuff in.
Yeah, I don't want none of that bullshit.
I know a lot of people like that. I'm a minimalist. You know, I'm
like that too. Just enough as I need.
Now my work area where I'm doing stuff actively, wires and cameras and little thing, right? And right now being in transition in this department, this is just like a battle station until we ascend on. But that lifestyle like that, no. And roaches love it. They'll be like,
exactly.
You can't
they
get
love
me.
That.
Don't try to get me. And they gone. And you're like, I got this junk. You know, you lift up something. And they gone.
I've been fighting with my brother because the apartment we found now was built in 2006. And he's like, I don't know if I like the neighborhood. I'm like, what the fuck you talking about? It was built in 2006. You know there won't be a roach problem.
Yeah, but you know what though? There are places that are renovated and physically sealed off that are older, like I've known in Manhattan and even in Queens and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that they really do a good job. They ain't going for that. But when you have these, especially wood frame houses and just anywhere,
that's the problem.
Anywhere, you nasty, you know, and you like the guy with the doodle and the crap and whatnot and roaches. Come on, no,
he's senile. No, that dude is senile. Yeah.
Imagine doing a crime and I sentenced you to 7 days naked in this house and you must keep your food there and eat.
Oh no! You can put me in prison. No, you can shoot me. Shoot me. No.
I have boots on. I'll be sleeping marching because I know they're gonna try to crawl up my leg. That is crazy.
That's how the prison is in California. Like, ooh. Yeah, because there was this guy, a famous drug dealer, and the DA didn't want to post his bail. By then he got the bail, but for like a couple of months he had or a couple, he had to stay in the prison. There were so many roaches that every night he had to wrap himself from head to toe.
Like a mummy.
But now it's so fucking hot that your skin will peel off. So he had to get used to sleep with them crawling on him. What the fuck?
Nah, man. No, check this out. Here's something the complete opposite. There was a guy who was in jail. He was in his own cell, special management. And he was just like lonely. He's crying every night. You know, I mean, you see a lot of the tough guys in the street. You know, you hear them crying at night, you know, because that hurts. You want to go with your family.
Yeah.
So thought about things. So, you know, I went into his do a cell check every 30 minutes. And I said, let me go inside. Made him roll the door and go inside. And I saw this bug and I took a paper and killed it. Hey man, what'd you do that for? Huh? Why you freaking out on me?
What the fuck?
I said, the bug, man, you know what I mean? So he's like, man, every night around 10:33, the roach comes from the top of the cell door and he walks over and he kind of hangs out there. And it's like, we got this thing going. He's there and he's looking at me and he feels safe.
What the fuck? What the
I'm
fuck?
like, this kid needs to go to the 5th floor by the psych ward, right? So he had some company. So it's like he would sit there and time it. You know, there's a clock outside. Okay, it's 10:30. He'll be here in 3 minutes. He sit there.
Damn, that nigga lonely. What the fuck?
Lonely.
Whoa.
I'm Mr. Lonely.
Yeah,
I need a roach to
I'm
call
a
home.
Woo! That's fucked up. That is fucked up. Nah.
Real. He told how he leave crumbs out, right? And he would say, like, yeah, when certain cookies, if I left it out, he didn't like it. But I knew he hated vanilla. How long you been in here, man? 9 months. I said, man.
You know what the road's like.
Take him to the psych ward at one point. Oh, let me tell you a psych ward story. It wasn't really like the psych ward because at that jail in Orange County on the 5th floor, they have you behind fiberglass. And the fiberglass, I mean, you could run up to it and try to crash to it, but it's thick. But you can, you know, it's 24-hour surveillance, but every 15 minutes you got to come to the glass and make sure this guy's breathing. You just have to be on him, even if you could see him from across. So up on the 5th floor meant psych ward. And even with the general population inmates, say, man, hey, I'm gonna write you up so you guys have to go to the 5th floor. No, I don't want to go up there. It was cold. The cells were big. You had the toilet that has no seat because it's just steel, you know. You didn't even have a bunk. You had just the little mat they use in the daycares on the floor, and you lay there. But guess what the catch is? You have to be naked. And they have the fiberglass on the front and the back by the catwalk, and the lights are always on. In the psych ward, you don't cut the lights off. They dim them a little bit, you know, and you just have to turn your back and sleep. So I worked there one night, but when we were doing the
why they gotta be naked? What the fuck?
No, because they could be a suicide risk. They could take their clothes and try to hang themselves. They can take they don't have toilet seats. It's just steel. And like I said, at least he was by himself, because I was saying before on one of the shows, if you're in an 8-man cell, the toilet's right there. You got to get up in front of everybody in a small 4 bunks, 8 guys in there. Yeah, so I think the Yankees going to win the series today. Yeah, and paper's lean. They'll fight over paper. Yo, man, we ain't got no more paper. And that COA ain't going to give us no paper for the rest of the shift because we done pissed them off last night. So this guy wraps the paper around his hand like a boxing glove and uses it, and the whole 8-man cell ain't got no paper now. It might be a fight that night. What I'm saying is that you did a good thing.
That's crazy for a new fucking level. What the hell, man?
They were veterans getting locked up, so they didn't want to get the top bunk. So, man, you've been locked up before a whole lot of times. I can see your record. Why you guys have been locked up a lot don't want the top bunk? Say, hey, man, that ventilation system go down, and you want the top bunk? Don't you know heat rises? I said, well, that's a good thing if it's cold, right? Nah, farts rise, and you up there sleeping, and everybody's farting in that room. Now, that guy you told me about was in there. He'd be like, yo, give me the top bunk. Let me get a hoop. Give me the ceiling. You know what I mean? But yeah. Oh, I'm gonna tell you another one, right? I'm a comedian, right? So there were 2 cells, the cells are all the way around, right? and so they can kind of see each other. And there was a guy inside that he was naked. They're all naked, right? And the other cell that it kind of was rounded, not the one next to him, but the other one next to him, they can kind of see each other, right? And I had this laser pointer, the little dot. This late at night, I was drawing pictures. So I'm gonna take a break. So I pointed the dot in the cell of one of the dudes. He's looking. And so he got up, he was trying to get the dot. So I went
that's
into the
crazy.
Yeah. And the other CO was sleeping. So this guy's jumping, trying to get the dot. And I'm almost letting them get it. And then check it out. I cut it off. And then he was still looking for the dot. And so there's another guy over there, naked, two
That's
cells.
schizophrenia. Probably he thinks it's an animal or something. That's schizophrenic.
No, but this is what happened. This is what was crazy. The dude that I put the dot in with the laser in the cell, and like I said, the one next to him, they couldn't really see, but that next one, the third one over, the second one over from him, he can kind of see. So the dude in the original cell that was looking for the dot, he starts looking like he's outside. Then the guy who had nothing to do with it, he's looking, and it's almost like the electric pop dancing, and you touch you and you get it. I didn't put no dot in his cell. He looking around for a dot too.
Mass hysteria. Monkey see, monkey do. Mass hysteria.
Crazy. But we did I did the shadow training before I actually got the job, because they always have you like work a couple weeks, even though you're not an officer, right? Just to get a taste of the job, just so they don't waste money paying you, training you, because it was paid training. It wasn't full pay, but it was pretty good, right? So they gave us a tour and they said, okay, this is a psych ward here. And they had brought us in there, one of the craziest guys. And I hate to say that, but we go in there. And so the guy's there, he's sitting there rocking and rapping. He was rapping pretty good too, but he was out of his mind. Maybe some of the contract where, listen, give him a slave contract where he don't get no money, but we gonna get money off him. Illuminati would have loved to get him, right? Yeah. So I'm sitting there looking, and there was like a little like a trim, not a shelf, but just like some kind of little thing that you can put something on. You can like lean a pen up on there, whatever have you. And I saw some gingerbread cookies. I said, I never saw these kind of gingerbread cookies in the commissary, where you can order food or whatever have you. And they started laughing. And so I'm like, these look pretty good. I'm not going to eat the inmates' food, but I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at these gingerbread cookies, right? But something was wrong with the gingerbread cookies, right?
Yeah, evidently.
Because they all were perfect, like the same, but they weren't the same. Like one was thicker than the other one, So the gingerbread cookies, right? The gingerbread man like this with the arms and legs and the head, and the head had like white on it, and like they put like red here, on the cookie, and it was white. And then it was like, and it hit me. I'm like, the white looks like dried up mustard. The red looked like ketchup. And the yellow looked like mustard. They cracked up even more. Like, what's the secret? So I said, look at this thing. As soon as I reached up, don't touch that. The gingerbread cookies is what the inmate made. Do you think it was made out of flour?
I know what it's made of. I can guess already what it's made of.
He was planting his feces and made the shape of gingerbread cookies. And took
that's
the cat
sick.
And
that's some sick shit, man.
Literally.
He possessed. That's demonic. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, how about the guy, and I told this one before, but I know there are a lot of new people here. How about the guy he was like the most demonic entity. He was always like speaking light and saying things. He wasn't an evil guy because he couldn't really be evil on you because he couldn't see you. His eyeballs were ripped out of his head. And he had to be like about in his mid-30s, maybe. But he looked in the mid-30s. But it's one thing like a person, they're blind or whatever. That's unfortunate. But his eyeballs were out, and he was already lean in his face. You could see the skull.
Wow.
His eyes were sunken. But it was something about him because he was they carried around in the wheel. He could walk, but if you have the cuffs on you and you're transporting somebody within the jail, outside, inside, whatever, they got to be cuffed up. But they cuffed him up and sat him down instead of having to hold on to him like, okay, come on, walk this way. They're just, okay, get in the wheelchair and we'll wheel you to the yard so you can get your your yard time, right? So we're sitting there, and I found out about it. I'm like, because I asked the veterans, like, what is he in here for? Especially from different areas, right?
Yeah.
And that's the stories they tell. And like sometimes you see these guys in cases on TV, they're doing something and they get locked up, and you see them in your area, like, I saw him on TV last night, man. He cut that lady's breasts off, and look at him. And he's in there cool. Hey, man, how you doing, man? What's going on? Like, this guy's acting cool, but he cut this lady up the night before. But this particular guy, he raped a young girl. And it was in his neighborhood, and he knew this girl and the people that lived in this particular house, and he was in the community. That's why I say you got to be careful who lives around you, right? Who half knows you and sees your kids and sees your rhythm. These days, I don't want nobody, unless I know you or I observe you, to know that I can bring you in a little closer to the proximity to, trust has to be earned. It used to be you can just, a good guy, his family, whatever. Might be a mass murderer, but back in the day, you kind of gave it up a little. There's too much weird stuff going on right now. So this guy knew the rhythms of this, and this was like some little hick town in Florida, and the family left for a second to go down to the market or something. There's a 10-year-old girl in there sleeping, so they didn't want to wake her up. And it wasn't like a city environment. It was like little hick town, a lot of country. Oh
my God.
So they figured, we go run down there for 10 minutes and come back. Well, when they went down there, they went to the market, they were on their way back, but they something happened with the vehicle, the pickup truck. So now they were stuck. And now they were upset. We didn't have Ubers back in them days, and there weren't cabs in those kind of places. And it was kind of late. So this dude who had his eyes plucked out, he happened to notice because he was watching the family over time, because he lived a little bit down and he'd always watch. And he knew that girl did not go with the parents. So he found himself over there knocking the door, knocking it louder. But he knew that girl was in there because he had been in the house. He knew them to a point, but it wasn't like they're the closest of friends. So he got himself inside the house. The girl's in the bed sleeping. And so he took her, hit her, knocked her out, so he can rape a little 10-year-old girl. So in his sick mind, he's raping her, right? That's sick enough. And you punch a kid and you go, and you're in the house now.
10-year-old, man.
On top of this little girl doing your thing. So in his mind, this is why I say it was demonic. In his mind, now he's bold. He went off because now he's getting what he thought he wanted. In his mind, this girl was gonna run away. And they had all these tools, whatever. He plugged in, because he's still knocked out. He plugged in the circular saw and somehow got to chopping her legs off. And he used the axe and different. I mean, I don't even want to think about it, right? But this is what he did. This is why with me, you ain't coming around me and I don't know you like that. It's like, I'm a little paranoid, but for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen too much that way. And just in life, I've seen things and experienced things and heard things. So I know if I get an inkling that you're a certain way, I'm gonna get you first before you get to do anything, even if it's somebody else.
Mama never left me with anybody, even in Haiti. She would never leave me with people. No.
But what I'm saying is that I'm a disaster waiting to happen for somebody who's looking to do wrong.
Yeah, same here.
I'm not trying to predict nothing, but I'm saying you might see me in the paper one day, me finding something messed up going on, and I just flip because I'm waiting for it. I'm like, I know there's jacked up people around here, but it's not gonna happen on my watch. Nobody's gonna ask me, yo, Lance, man, why don't you do something or whatever have you? So he chopped her legs off, blood all over the place. And it's hard to cut bone and break, you know what I mean? Then he gets on top of her with no legs, blood all over the place. He's sliding around because he was telling the people the story when the case, and he's doing this thing. He said, she might hit me. The girl is dead. She woke up from that and he knocked her out again. And I think he broke her neck or something. Chopped the legs off. She's laying there. Parents still not there yet. This took time to do it. And the market was really like far away because they didn't want to walk.
Damn, he's no, he possessed. He
don't
possessed.
Wake up type thing. So he chopped the arms off. And
Whoa.
she was a little girl. So it wasn't hard to really do that, but more blood. So now there's a head with a torso. And he gets on it and he's telling it, He's doing it again and says, she might make some noise. She's dead. She might make some noise.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So seriously, he was. So me knowing this, like,
crazy. What the
But
fuck?
let me just finish. Yeah. So he chops the head off, the head roll off somewhere. There's more blood. So he's got a torso going on.
What the
And
fuck?
with all the noise going on, there was somebody else that knew something wasn't right that called the police. And the ironic part about it is the police shot by where the parents were, and they trying to flag the cop car down, and they knew something was wrong. I mean, the cop car went that way. It was ironic that it was going to their house for their daughter.
Yeah, the same spot. Yeah.
He got away, but they got him. You know what I mean? And they come home to see this. So you should never let your kids out of your sight, even if you're never. And watch people who are hovering around and, oh, she's so pretty. Nah. So
yeah, because it's pedophile in my country too. Like, and in their mind, it's a good thing to score on kids. Motherfucker's a kid. What the fuck?
So here it is now. You know, he's in the prison. And a lot of guys, when they do something crazy or straight evil, they get religious. They find Christianity. They find religion. So I couldn't tell you, maybe you might know, what is the scripture where they say, if the left or right eye offends thee, pluck it out, something to that effect? I mean, you heard that one before, right? Is anybody here who knows that? Google it. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that before. Yeah.
Right. So since he was so religious, he's in the jail cell, no drugs in him. He's not sane. He's crazy. So he believed this so much and he wanted to, make peace. So he took his finger, stuck it in his eye, jammed it, grabbed the eye. I mean, I touched eyeball. My eyeball was like, hey. Took his eyeball and ripped it out. Blood hanging.
Yeah, he's schizophrenic. Yeah.
It's the nerves.
Yeah, mama's possessed. But no, something's wrong with him.
He screamed. He took the other eyeball while this thing was going on with blood all over his face coming down and plucked the eyeball out. And when they finally saw what was going on, a couple of the officers freaked because then he was yelling out scriptures. Yeah, he was yelling out scriptures.
Fucked up shit, man.
10 commandments, thou shalt not this, and the blood coming down, and you see no eyes, and his eyes were closed, but the blood is sunken in, and they found one eyeball, but they couldn't find another one, and they didn't hear the toilet flush. Like, did you eat that eyeball? You all will never know. So
he's crazy. Oh, whoa.
No, he's crazy. So when we would get on the elevator with him, and he wasn't special management per se, but they had to have 3 officers with him, even if he was cuffed. So he can go out in the yard. You go out in the yard, you're free. You get in sunlight. So he'd be walking around because he can't see. So every time when they would call for everybody to get together, like, okay, yo, we're getting back. It's time to get back up. So we had to cuff them.
Yeah.
He'd break out with a Elvis Presley song. So about Jailhouse Rock. I don't know how to say. I forgot how it goes. He was, and they had to go for this. Like, let him do that. He ain't gonna give you no trouble. If you don't let him do that, he's gonna give you trouble in the cell. And everybody was like, look at the bug. And so he was a star with no eyes, blind. He did this to this girl. We have what we call normalcy, right? And we have our world and our little bubble and our little thing. And we see things on the news like, oh my God, that can't happen. Yo, it can happen. And that's why me to sleep at night, before I go to sleep, I do a perimeter check. I'm making sure the doors are locked. If I hear a noise.
Yeah, I'm like that too.
If I hear a noise, I'm going to tell you something too. I don't care who knows it around here, because there's a crazy lady around here who she's into all kind of hoodoo and all kind of stuff. And she has a fixation on me. You know what I mean? Not like, I like them, but it's just like.
Yeah, that's slave mentality still. That's some slave shit still.
She will walk around the house, and then she lives 2 blocks, the equivalent of 2 or 3 blocks away. She'll walk around and she'll be saying some kind of scripture and saying stupid stuff. And a lot of time I'm here and I'm like, yo, I'm waiting for the lady to come. I'm not going to do nothing to her. You know what I mean? But I'm scared of this out of her. About 2 weeks ago, she walked around the back, right? Because there's a gully and the cows walk back there. This is Africa, y'all. And again, this is like kind of the outskirts. And I heard her. And I was sitting here on the computer. I ain't going to lie. It was hot. I had no clothes on. I don't care. She walked up. I ran out the front door, and I'm looking at her. She looking at me like, what the hell? No, I wanted her to know that I'm here. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah, so what's up? She looked at me like, damn, I ain't never seen. She walked down the street the other morning, 5 in the morning, but she didn't come on this property, which everything is open. Chickens run around, bullfrogs, all kind of stuff, ghosts and everything. So you hear things. But
yeah, look at her something. You sound like
behind
some
me?
witch or something. The fuck?
No, yeah. I don't care. I'm gonna put the fear, whatever inside you. I don't need that stuff, but you ain't gonna do that because I'm already messed up. Like when the guy broke in my room, and the next night these other people mistaken identity chasing me with a gun. So 17 years old, August 1980, my head was already messed up. Not messed up where I'm crazy, but just like I know.
Oh, you're paranoid, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel safe at home, and nobody's gonna take that from me. If you come where I am and you try to make me feel like I'm not safe, I'll grab whatever. I'll grab a microphone. And get down with it. You know what I mean? It's something.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's how I'm like when the doctor.
Cool.
Oh my God, the institution. I'm like, no, you send devils in my house. I'm gonna stab a motherfucker.
That's right.
I'm like, I'm from a different country. You don't pull that bullshit with me. I'm gonna stab a motherfucker.
For real. Wow. But anyway, my sister Beatrice, I'm gonna wrap this down. I'm probably gonna come back on.
Man, that was fun. That was fun.
We're gonna have fun. You come on this show, we live too. You know what I mean? So we're always gonna do that. I'm gonna touch it again in a little while. I'm gonna freshen up a little bit, get something to eat. Over here it's 1:17 in the morning, which doesn't matter because I'm a timeless individual. You know what I mean? I'm a night bird. And people say he's up at night. I'm the best alarm. I'm the best security system because when you come in here, you come in here with me. You know what I mean? So even when I'm asleep, I'm like, you know, the best time for me to sleep is like normally you have family around and you stay. If I stayed up all night, it's like everybody's home, so they're there. I can finally sleep and knock out. But going to sleep and they got, like I said, you know, the things that I know when you work them kind of jobs, and then you drive a bus and see stuff out in the street. You see people stay. You know, I had a guy that was stabbed up running toward the bus and whatnot, and just the things you see. So it's almost like and black folks got PTSD anyway after all the crap
we do
society.
anyway.
So I know I got it, and I'm not saying I'm happy to have it, but no, I use it to my advantage because you want to mess with me, trust me.
Exactly.
I already thought 10 steps ahead of anybody who want to come around me, you know, and I will do it. I'm not gonna
that's how we are.
And it's a shock. When crazy people do stuff to you, it's like, oh, he did this. But what's keeping him from not doing it?
You saw that coming. You saw it coming. You just ignored it. You saw it coming.
Like I tell people, I say you're laying in your bed safe. Say you have an alarm system. Say you have, you know, iron or whatever. Okay, aside from that makes it a little physically to get in. But if you don't have a physical barrier, even if it's a tall wall, they can scale that wall and you still sleep. And if they have barbed wire, you can get a big piece of wood, ride on the barbed wire and just slide on over it, whatever have you. What I mean to say is that most houses, and this is what I've learned from professionals and who are in lockdown in prisons and jails, right?
Yeah.
And this is what got my mind a certain way. They study you very seldom as something random. But when they make a move on you, it usually takes from them being outside and you don't have the bars and all this stuff or something to alert you. They don't even care if an alarm goes off because police officers are not really going to get there as fast unless you're in a, you know, drug infested, crime infested neighborhood where they're already there. They got some stations set up and you might have a cop over there, you know, just making his money and sleeping. I'd say, I don't know, I can't say statistically or I read this, but just as from talking to these guys, the way they think, they're outside. They case the joint, they know the layout of your place. They gotta send a little kid over there. Can I use the bathroom? They got a phone clipping, you know, you don't never know. Could be a big titty woman coming to the door and your grandfather's like, something. Yeah, come on in, honey. You wanna use the restroom? Come here. There's a bedroom over there. I'll be there. You never know. And he ain't gonna tell. But I say, give most of these guys who got balls to do it, you fast asleep in your bedroom thinking that you're safe.
No, you're not. Once
they charge your door, between 20 and 30 seconds, you in shock or through the window or whatever, they get inside and they got the knife around your neck and you're like still wiping the stuff out the corner of your eye. You see what I mean? Depending on the situation, you live in a mansion that's 4 stories up. I understand that, but for most people, and you oh, I'm safe, I'm inside. No, don't feel that way.
Especially if you keep letting him in. They're on the ins and out now. You're right. You're right about that.
Yeah. So, you know, you have to walk around paranoid, but just know that things can happen.
No, it's a good thing. It's a good
Yeah.
thing.
I mean, it's not like I sleep with knives. Like, I'm ready for them. You know what I mean?
No, it's a good thing. Cause, man, I come from Haiti. My mom used to sleep with a gun under her pillow every night because you never know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You never know. You got bandits. You never know.
Exactly. But you come anywhere I am, and I know I'm justified, and I have no mercy. I'm not a tough guy.
Hell yeah.
I like to laugh and talk and whatever. But even when I was driving the bus and you'd ride the bus with me, you know, I never had no problems with guys threatening me or anything because they know they can sniff that I'm not a victim. Like, again, I'm not a tough guy, but
yeah,
you know, it's not going to be easy. Even though I'm older now, it's not.
Yeah, I ain't gonna even talk. I'm just gonna shoot your ass. I don't even want. Because if I'm talking, I'm hesitating. I'm not gonna flinch, man. I'm not like.
Right. No, I know you won't. No,
I'm just gonna.
I can look at you. I already knew because even still, you've always walked with confidence. I would see you sometimes when I get a little late, and I see you, and I was like, oh, there she go. They ain't gonna mess with her. They ain't gonna mess with you because I can see that you're the one who's gonna do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you don't know what people coming with. Well, they might not be looking to really hurt. No, I know. It's you come at me, you're probably prepared, and then here's the other thing.
Exactly.
And these guys call it jobs. You know, yeah, when I did this job over here in Fort Myers, and I did this job over here at Palm Beach or whatever, Miami, whatever, Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, whatever. But I did this. These guys are in the jail since talking. So when you sit down with them, I'm like, yo, all right, I'm making my money talk. I want to learn. Because I don't want to do this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm like,
you learn it. Yeah.
How they think. So if you know how they think, and some people you can tell them some things like, yo, you know, don't put your light on when you hear noise and then go to the window. Now they know you're looking. Don't even pull the thing up. Look through that little hole where the little string is going and whatever. You know what I mean? But the thing is, like I said, with them, most of the time they do something, or they're looking to rob you, or they're looking to do a home invasion. They're not men of steel. These guys get antsy because they know they can get shot if they make a wrong move.
Yeah.
So what do? They get high. And we're not talking about, oh, you smoked a little joint and got mellow for the thing. No, it's usually something that has them hyped. Some PCP, some methamphetamine, some cocaine, and crack. Because that kind of lifestyle
will fuck you up. Wow.
So now they come into your house with a gun. They're so hyped. They might shoot you where they really, I mean, you know, I'm going to say where they didn't have to, but they're more at it. They're nervous because they're scared because they know that if something happens wrong and I don't get this stuff and I got to kill somebody, I might get caught and be in prison for the rest of my life. So they're scared too. You know what I mean? So capitalize on that. You know your place better than you. Rearrange your furniture every now and then. You hear noise, get down low. Get down low because they don't know what a coffee table is. You know your place. So that's the advantage you have on some kind of ambush type thing.
It's like you said, it doesn't matter where you live. Be prepared.
It doesn't matter. Look, the guy at the subdivision entrance can get paid off. He's like, man, I'm only making minimum wage.
It doesn't matter. Be prepared.
Here's $10,000. We're going to run through a bunch of these houses.
I mean, I don't have a gun, but I have a machete. Yeah, I got a machete. So,
that's right. But keep something small too. That if you have to get up close to somebody,
I got knives. Yeah, I got knives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a chef knife.
If I ever come by you to visit, I'm gonna stand way out and take little pebbles and
like the guy. They said I could never marry a Haitian guy because if he would beat me, then he would have to leave the house because then I will kill that man.
You know how I know you were gonna do it? Because you said that and then you laughed. That's the last thing in here in life.
Yeah, I will kill you. Yeah, I was telling my son, you think, ooh, you're violent. I'm like, no, I'm not violent.
So if there's somebody watching this YouTube video that lives in your neighborhood that was thinking about doing it, they're like, nah, she crazy. I ain't doing that. It's that laugh. That's right. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap this thing down, my sister. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, it was a pleasure. So the Sunday we're doing the thing about those super rich preachers, man.
Yes, the mega preachers, the pimp preachers, the ones who get they promise you everything, they have everything, they pass you down the bus stop.
Some people that leave their inheritance for them. What the fuck for? Don't you have kids? What happened to your kids?
Well, they refinance their house for them, right? That's crazy.
They even leave their house for them fuckers. I mean, they're multi-billionaire. Why are you leaving your house for him for?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Okay, so you have to give the tie. Okay, but how come he's a millionaire? You barely can pay your house. You explain that to me. Because this was this Haitian lady, the bus driver would tell me. She gave her pastor $2,000, but now she was getting evicted because she ain't got that $2,000 to pay goddamn rent.
And the pastor's not going to help her out.
No, no.
I just bought some
You
alligator
stupid.
shoes that cost $2,000.
You stupid.
Thank you. The Lord will bless you.
Yeah, no pastor gonna approach me and ask for money because I would look at her ass funny. What the fuck you talking about? Nigga, get a job. Go out there, get a job.
You ain't lying. Nah, but
I worked too hard for that dollar. You crazy?
Trust me. In the jail I used to work in Orange County, they used to call me the overtime king. They broke rules to give me overtime. A lot of guys don't work overtime
it's better for your pocket.
Like Christmas time. Yeah, but I mean, like, okay, the computer, like when you would get like your slips, like to fill out, like I did 8 hours in this area, 8 hours in that area, and you feed it into you give it to the payroll people, and they put it in. The rule was you can do, like, just say on a Monday, start off at Monday, 16 hours, your shift and another shift. Tuesday, 16 hours, but you couldn't do 3 days in a row. Yeah. So you can work one shift on that Wednesday and then come back again Thursday and do 16 and 16 on the Friday. And the weekend, you had your regular days off, but most guys would come in and do doubles, 16 hours.
Okay, yeah.
Doubles every day. You know what I mean? Because it's not hard work, really. And 95% of the time, it's not like the movies or the lockdowns, HBO specials where it's always some riot, always something. No, it's not like that. It's boring. It's routine. So a lot of times they get a post and say, okay, you working extra.
But the prison not as bad as like in Mississippi or Alabama too. So
Right. So what they did was that, like, say Monday a double, Tuesday a double, Wednesday, you could only work one shift, but they would give me a double, but they would only give the second shift at 7 hours. So the computer could not recognize it as a full shift. And so one of the days I did take off or work one shift, they give me an hour. Like, okay, Lance, here, that hour I owe you from so-and-so. So that's how we did it. And that's how I got to work every single day on them hours like that.
Wow.
Because they would show a little bit and you get through the system. My nickname was like the overtime king or the overtime whore.
Better for your pocket. It is what it is.
I would be walking past the area, like I'm leaving, and I'm walking past a briefing or something. Like I worked overtime, so I leave a little early, and the officers that were coming in were being briefed on what happened prior on the shift. So they were told, like, yeah, and so cell number 2 in area so and so, we had to take this guy out because he spit in the guy's face and they had a fight, blah, 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 blah. Keep these inmates separate, whatever, they have the same case. So I'm walking by and 2 of the supervisors would come out. Yo, Lance, what you doing tomorrow morning? I ain't doing nothing. You go and get something? Like, yeah, put me down. It was always like that because I knew their areas. It was like, if my word was always
better for your pocket.
And supervisors would kind of fuss and joke. No, I want Lance. No, I want him. So I said, man, you fighting over me like you fighting over a whore who knows what she's doing in the bedroom. And there's a little white lady. She was cool. She was a supervisor. She says, you're our whore. You're an overtime whore. I said, you're damn right. Give me that money.
Damn right. Give me that money. Amen.
So they wouldn't have to really say what it was. Like, they would be like, yo, Lance, what you doing next week, Thursday? So what shift? Overnight shift. I ain't doing nothing. You got me? Got you. I read it in my book. We didn't have to, well, on this shift and so, no. It was like I book up, I look at my book. If I'm free, I would do it, But I always got what I wanted because when Christmas time came, which I wasn't into the Christmas thing, but holiday time when people wanted to get more money that never wanted it, the supervisors need you. Like, listen, we need somebody to fill this spot because legally, if a post needed 4 officers, legally it had to have 4 officers. If they only had 3 legally and something happened in that area where it resulted in injury or death, the first thing they look at, who was present. If you had just one short, lawsuit, and you had no dispute. So they had to keep bodies there. Even if they said, listen, I know you're tired, you want to go home, just sit there and sleep. At least we know you're here and logged in. So that's the way it worked. So I got a lot of overtime. A lot of my artwork, I was sitting there, listen, and I would dictate to them, like, listen, I got this picture I want to finish. Put me on a good post. You got it. Because they were desperate. And I'm in there drawing,
Yeah, nobody bothering you. I agree, man.
So I'm not gonna say I was in there hardworking and I'm a sentinel and I was walking around. No, a lot of times I go in there in an area where they had a visitation area that was locked in with no visitation. They said, Lance, just go in there, bring your lunch and go to sleep. Okay, no problem. So I'm not going to try to act like I'm some super hardworking dude. It was a system and I knew how to play it. Oh, but those checks. Whoo,
yeah.
Checks. You know what I mean? Always on the calculator. Are you gonna give me okay? So I had these 8 hours on overtime, time and a half. So yeah, I'll do it for you. Got to be able to draw though, you know. Yeah. But this has been fabulous.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yes. And it's been wonderful. And like I said, we're gonna do this on Sunday. And,
round 2.
Yeah. Round 2, right?
Round 2.
And I keep getting messed up because of the difference of time because I'm 4 hours ahead of East Coast time.
Now you tell me what time because Sunday, Bob, I'll be done with my homework anyway. So. Yeah.
But we're gonna do it. And so, like, if your time changes, whatever, it's no problem. I'm very flexible. Yeah. You know, I've gotten up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom and say, you know what? Let me go.
Yeah, we can do like around 12. It's like 4 o'clock at your time, right?
Yeah, for me. So. Yeah, and I'll be here.
Okay.
I'll be doing some stuff. You know what I mean? So you have a wonderful night with your beautiful look and all the wonderful anecdotes and jokes and things we shared. I hope everybody enjoyed the show. And always keep the high energy, informative, and entertaining, and just shoot from the hip, spontaneity. We will never see me sitting up here. Good afternoon. This is the LanceScurv Show, and I'm and I have everything written out on a thing in front of me to read, and this is going to be boring, and I can't tell jokes. And it's like, oh, who wants to hear that? You know what I mean? Exactly. Get up in here and freestyle. Now, if we got to read something or read a story just to set the tone or whatever have you, but after that, with life experience, we're like, look, I don't need to, you know, I've been through a lot. I can just pull from my head, boom, here it is.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Whoop, there it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, wait a second. Eric, got all kind of bugs on the thing, right? Think about that lady's house over there, right?
Oh, Jesus. Oh.
Hey,
she needs a pastor or something. That's some fucked up shit. That's fucked up.
Had me traumatized.
Yeah.
Just want, like the people that shoot up malls, I just want to take cans of Raid and run up in people's houses. Roaches are not, I'm just scaring people. Black man, big head, found in the mall, spraying up roaches that weren't there. Man. Imaginary roaches.
Lord have mercy. All right, man.
Yes, definitely.
I wish you a good night, and I see you Sunday after. Well, I guess afternoon, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna check the perimeter. I know I'm gonna go live again at some point in another hour or so. I'm gonna check the perimeter, look around, and if I gotta run outside naked to get a predator, I'll do it. You'll see it in the
I know, right? Beating them with a broom. Shit. Beating them with the broom. Shit. You're staying your ground anyway.
That's right. Yep. I couldn't stand my ground over that woman's house because on the ground was crushed up roaches, for real. Anyway. Listen, y'all, hit the site, hit the website, LanceScurv.com. I got a wonderful compliment from somebody today who understands the amount of work that we put into the site. And I just want to say thank you for that, because he knows about sites, and he went and he's like, man, you put work into it. Most people don't know the depth of it with the amount of content that we have. So, and I also want to thank you, my sister, for the wonderful writings that you share and just who you are and just the knowledge you have and share and the perspectives that you bring and the personality that is wrapped in. It's not just facts and things you say, but it's the way you say it. And again, it's that laugh. That's it. See, you're my sister.
Gotta laugh, man.
I love you, so the laugh is good for me. But I wouldn't want to be in somebody's house or your house and all of a sudden hear that laugh if I was there uninvited. And I hear that laugh, I know it's death. see, in the face. Look. Oh man, I'm gonna meet my maker if I wasn't invited for real. You know, so. But I love you, sweetheart.
Love you too, Lance. Yes. All right. I see you Sunday. Okay.
Definitely. All right. Sunday. All right. Definitely.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, definitely. All right.
Good night, everybody. Ruben, Eric, Empress G, DD, Sunkiss. The list is all the way up there, so I can't see everybody, but I saw the names, and I'm just glad that you know it's going to be this sweet and so long.